Council and Inkster Housing Commission joint meeting. It's Tuesday, August 25th, 2026. It is 6:04 p.m. and the meeting is now called to order. Everyone please stand for the prayer. Who want to lead us in prayer tonight?
Praise the Lord, everybody.
Praise the Lord.
Will you bow your head for a small prayer? Father, we thank you for coming here to address all our issues, to come together as one. We thank you for all the blessings you store upon us. And bless the council, the mayor, and every administration here and housing. In the Lord's name, amen.
Amen. Thank you. Please continue to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, roll call.
City Council, Mayor Nolan,
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem Chisholm,
Present.
Councilwoman Rutledge,
Present.
Councilman Bishop,
Present.
Councilwoman Scott. Okay. Councilwoman Howard. Here. Councilwoman Richardson. Roll call for Inkster Housing. Commissioner Gillette. Commissioner Moore. Commissioner Miller. Commissioner Stroman.
Present.
Commissioner Thomas.
Present.
Mayor, you do have a quorum on both.
All right, thank you. All right, everyone had just a little backdrop. This meeting was requested by Mayor Pro Tem. I think he sent an email over to the commissioners a few weeks ago.
Yeah, about a month ago.
About a month ago, actually. What was that sparked by? Some of the comments at the meeting?
Comments, processes, and procedures, Open Meetings Act,
Yeah.
process with meeting notices, notifications, and then, of course, the executive director decision.
Okay. So that's what caused us to request a meeting. And I think I went to their last meeting and requested, after city council expressed that they would like to meet, have a joint meeting to discuss some of these issues. And they agreed to come, and I appreciate them coming here tonight. So we created an agenda. It's pretty broad, just so we can go over some of the things that we at least heard. We can only discuss things on the agenda because it's a special meeting, so it's very specific. But we put on there the Open Meetings Act, because there were some, I believe there were some allegations of Open Meetings Act violation. Also, process for selecting the executive director position. There's been a lot of comments made, at least at the city council meeting, regarding that. And I guess we're gonna discuss that and listen to whoever would like to speak on that. And then the status of Inkster Housing, because basically I've been getting reports of nothing but positive things for the last several months regarding Inkster Housing and HUD and some of the other things going on at Inkster Housing. So we can discuss the general status of what's going on at housing also. And of course, we have public comments. At our meetings, they come at the end of the meeting. City Council will do our own public comments, and then Inkster Housing can do their own. I suspect most of them are gonna be Inkster Housing comments tonight, be my guess. But anybody wanna modify, can we even modify the agenda? We could take stuff off, I guess.
If it's a quorum.
So anybody wanna delete anything from the agenda, or maybe specify something that's already there, make it more specific?
No, I think,
Anybody from housing, you want to speak to the three things on the agenda? Are you okay with them? Okay. Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved. Second.
Been probably moved to second. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. All right. Okay. Discussion. Open Meetings Act. Ms. Wells, I'm not sure if this is you or someone else who would like to speak to the alleged Open Meetings Act violation. I am aware of at least one where a meeting was canceled by the city attorney the housing attorney. There was some sort of defect in the notice, and I understand that meeting was canceled, was not held. Is there any other violations that we need to discuss tonight. Come on up.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. Just want to know about the Open Meetings Act.
Well, we're gonna go down the list, because that was one of the things I heard at one of our meetings, that there may have been some Open Meetings Act violations. Open Meetings Act, we're not the authority on that, meaning some Open Meetings Act violations are misdemeanor criminal offenses. Some go to the Attorney General if you think someone was doing something wrong, but we at least wanna discuss it as a community. We're all one community. So if we're doing something wrong, we wanna fix it, basically. We're not here to punish or penalize, but I do wanna we all wanna be aware if there's something not happening that should be happening, right? Okay.
Oh, I got it.
So, actually, it is punishable though. Not necessarily by the council, but it is a misdemeanor in the state of Michigan.
Speaking of
I won't go too far in detail.
Right, the mic, yeah, there you go.
Okay.
Okay, we
I
hear
said it is punishable, not necessarily by the council or the mayor of Inkster, but it is a misdemeanor in the state of Michigan. And there have been a few. I don't want to give all nuggets, but I will say that after meetings, special meetings concluded, in particular on July 11th, they were told that they could not go into closed session to discuss candidates, whether it be the two candidates that they interviewed that day, which I have photos, videos, or any other candidates that they had interviewed prior to.
Okay,
Their attorney addressed it to them on record.
okay,
The Zoom, which the attorney and the recruiter this particular day was joining the meeting or the interview, were disconnected from the interview until that the meeting was over. Yet, the board members, which I have live video footage, still continued to meet.
1 second. The Zoom, so the attorney and the recruiter was on via Zoom,
They had disconnected because the meeting was adjourned.
but everybody else was in person.
Yes.
Okay, all right.
And by everybody else, it was just commissioners.
Commissioners, okay.
You may recall July 11th was also our Resident Appreciation Day. Myself, along with two coworkers, wanted to use the facility and grab something that we had left at the office. We saw that there were no more cars up front, so we assumed that the interview were over. We walked in through the boardroom. The commissioners were still there, having a conversation. Papers, resumes in front of them. We did not disturb. We walked through a back door to use the restroom. One of the colleagues was the newest, so she had only been here maybe a month and a half or so. And
Say colleagues?
one of my team.
You mean your employees?
Yes.
Okay.
So she's not that familiar that the house is like a fun house, the office. It's a lot of little secret doors. And once she was done, she came back into the boardroom looking for myself and another team member and heard them discussing a candidate. Not only was it a candidate that they were discussing, it was not one that was there that day. It was someone that she would not even know their name. And I immediately phoned the attorney, who said that they had disconnected, the meeting was adjourned. They met for about 45 minutes, and like I said, I have footage of that. I also, when I walked in, I said, "Oh, are you guys still meeting?" Of course, I was met with a no, but she had the proof. I asked, "How much longer will you be so that I can arm the building before we go back over to the park, to Lamone Park?" They said, "Maybe about 10 minutes or so."
So the question is, do you know, well, one of the questions, do you know whether they took any action in that 45-minute period?
Well, I will say that the next open meeting, they were down to one candidate,
At that point, how many candidates was it?
3.
Mr. Mayor.
You were one of the 3, though, right?
I was not one of the
You were
3.
not. Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, yeah.
How
Anybody
many
can.
commissioners were there?
Over the course of that entire day, there were a total of 5, but at any given time, 2 of them had left to come over to the park. So at the time when we caught them in discussion, Commissioner Thomas was not there.
So how many was?
4.
So it's 4.
Yes,
4
ma'am.
people in total. Okay.
No.
So this is the same, okay, let me make sure I understand. This is the same day as the Residents Appreciation Day.
Yes.
Okay, these are interviews.
Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
So Commissioner Miller, he actually joined the interviews late because he stopped at the resident appreciation event first. You can tell that by the time sync because he is in our interview video. Commissioner Thomas joined the interviews first and then he left shortly after.
Okay. So the allegation here is that they were discussing Inkster Housing business after the meeting ended and not in a public forum.
Yes.
Gotcha.
And that is one of the incidents. Yes.
Okay.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes, ma'am.
how many, do you know how many, I know when we had open meetings act, we had a girl come down. 2 is okay, 3 is dangerous, 4 is no. You cannot. So technically, you know, if we're in a room together, we better not be talking business.
Right.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, 2, 3 is dangerous, 4 is a no. And you said it was 4 people in there.
Yes, ma'am.
See, they only have 5 commissioners, so
Correct.
they would have a quorum with 3.
With 3, correct.
So
So
if
3
you have
is dangerous.
3 is a no.
A no, yeah,
No.
it's a no, right.
So typically, you know, and that's not unusual in the sense that, you know, if some of us, well, all of us pretty much up here are friends, I can talk to Councilwoman Howard about something. It didn't happen at the meeting because there's no quorum.
There's no
Now,
quorum.
we can't take any action, but we can discuss it if we want. I can call Councilwoman Richardson and talk to her individually about the same thing, but we can't make any decisions
Correct.
until we're all together and we're in a public setting pursuant to Open Meetings Act. So,
And the attorney, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
And the attorney I called and notified because the team member heard the candidate's name, which I know did interview,
Okay.
not that day.
Okay.
The other, and I have a lot, so it's okay to give a little bit of nuggets. On June 10th, which was the date that I finally had an interview, and we'll get back to the word finally. That's the one that I declined, but I was still there to help them because they were having technical difficulties again.
Okay.
So I still stayed to help them. There was not a roll call done before the interviews start. I raised my hand and I was acknowledged by Chairman Gillette. And I said, aren't you guys supposed to take roll call? And Ms. Stroman said, no, we're interviewing. Then Milt said, are you guys taking notes and roll call? You're supposed to. This is a meeting. And at that time, no one had note paper or anything. Miller actually got paper from the candidate, but the interview meeting had already began.
Did they actually take a roll call after the attorney told them they should?
No. What they did was later on in the interview, and it's all recorded in the cloud, I forget if it was Miller or Gillette that said, I'm sorry, we haven't even introduced ourselves to you.
All right. So June 10th, no roll call was taken, the interview happened. So a meeting happened with no roll call was taken.
That is correct.
Okay.
And there were other people in attendance, some that are in this room.
Okay.
Is that enough of the open meetings violation?
It's up to you.
Yeah, that's enough. I might need to say it. That's enough.
Okay, one of the things I just want to let you know, we did receive a copy of the bylaws. First time I ever read them was today. So they were just adopted in October of 2025, so a little under a year ago, October 16th, I believe. And there were some items highlighted. I know you guys are familiar with the bylaws because you passed them. Everybody on council got a copy of it. I don't know if everybody read it, but I do want to go through with that because, you know, it was presented and it was highlighted, I think, in 3 different areas that there should be some discussion on. And I I apologize for folks in the audience that don't have a copy, so you can't really, but I will read the pertinent parts, and it's pretty straightforward. Section 3 is called Nomination of the Resident Commissioner. And the whole thing is not highlighted, but basically, it lays out a process for how you select a resident commissioner. And I was unaware of this, to be honest with you, but basically, it's voted on by the residents. Top 3 candidates, if you have 3 candidates, are voted on by the residents, and then they are submitted to me, and then mayor and council make the appointment. So that's according to this bylaws. I think that's new, because that's not how we appoint them in the past, but that's fine. So that was adopted October 16th. We reappointed Commissioner Moore, who's the resident commissioner, November 3rd. Her term had already expired, but she continued to serve because we had not appointed anybody else or reappointed her. So the bylaws were in effect at the time we reappointed you officially. Now, further on in the highlighted section, let me take a wild guess. There was no vote. There was no top 3 people, and there's no vote taken when we reappointed you. I don't remember anybody saying anything to me about some other people who were interested. We typically ask somebody if they want to continue to serve. And if they say yes, and we want to reappoint them, we make the motion and we reappoint them. This was new. We were not aware of this. So even though you passed it, no one gave it to us prior to November 3rd. So we didn't know about it. Yes, ma'am.
Can you check your emails? I gave it to you after we met for the first time. I said to you that your name was all through it, and you said, well, I probably should see that if my name was all through it.
When was that?
I emailed it to you. It was probably November. I can verify when I get back to you.
I'm not even going to dispute that. You probably did. But it's probably after November 3rd, because November 3rd was the first Monday of the month, and we probably didn't meet on Saturday and Sunday. I know we did. So all I'm saying is I was unaware at the time I appointed her. I'm fine with it. Whatever you guys pass as the bylaws, we have to deal with. You good?
Yeah.
Now, and I kind of familiar with this situation. The resident commissioner will then serve the normal term for any other member of the board, which is a 5-year term. At the conclusion of the term, the nomination process must be repeated, even if at the end the result is reappointment. All resident commissioners must be and remain in good standing, no lease violations within the past year, which IHC. If at any point the resident commissioner becomes more than 3 months in arrears with rent or other debts to the commission or violates their lease in any other ways, they will be terminated from the board, and IHC will undertake the nomination process for a new appointee. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I am familiar with, there's only one resident member, it's Ms. Moore. And I am familiar with a situation, I think we have discussed in the past, where there was a mix-up or something happened, but she was in arrears on her rent. And I don't know if it was a mistake, I don't remember the details, but I know it was a couple years. Well, it was a long time that the mistake was left in place, which created a large balance that was due. Am I correct? All right. So I assume that's what we're talking about here.
That's one of them. And then we also have the bylaws for resident council as well.
Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't hear that last part.
Bylaws for the Inkster Housing Commissioners, and then also bylaws for the Inkster Housing Resident Council.
Why is the resident council bylaws issue?
Because one of the same people is also on the resident council that had the violations as well. And in the bylaws, they must remain in good standing. And there were 2
Yeah,
that were not.
we don't govern them.
I got it.
We-
But I'm just sharing, so it's a crossover. One is
So
on
the
2
language is
boards.
the same, essentially. Okay. So I'm trying not to, even though this is a public hearings or meeting, I'm not trying to get into anybody's details of their situation.
Sure.
All right. Let's just say this, has that been resolved?
Yes, it was resolved last year.
It was resolved this year.
It was resolved last year in November.
Okay.
I have all the paperwork that I can prove that that was taken care of in November.
Okay. Do we have any arrears at this point?
No,
Ms. Wells, what's your position on that?
I don't want to put anyone's business out there.
I'm sorry.
I don't want to put anybody's business out there like
Okay.
that.
Now, I don't want to hear numbers and stuff, but I don't know how to say this. Do you feel there's some arrears still outstanding?
Not that drastic. No, I don't.
Not 3 months.
No, absolutely not. No.
Okay.
No.
Excuse me.
That's fine. Don't worry about it. I mean, that's fine. So in other words, today, this is not applicable.
No, that part is not.
Okay.
No.
Okay, then we'll move on. The next section was section 5, Housing Commission Chairperson. And it basically says that the Housing Commission Chairperson should attend all the meetings. I mean, essentially. I'm just pausing because they're talking. Now, I'm trying to put my finger on it. My understanding is that if you miss more than, how many meetings?
3.
3 meetings, this is the way I read it. If you miss more than 3 meetings, the commission can contact the mayor and say, hey, the person hasn't been coming, we need somebody to replace him. I'm paraphrasing, but that's my understanding of it.
Mr. Mayor, isn't that unexcused?
Well,
Well, I mean, if you.
their bylaws don't speak to excuse or unexcused. If you miss the meetings, the commission has the opportunity to say, hey, we're trying to conduct business and this person's not coming.
Okay,
Mayor, you need to do something about it.
okay.
Can we take a break for 1 second? Let's make a make a copy.
Oh, you need this?
Because when we have the feature that was used to highlight it, it blocks stuff out and it won't print right.
Oh, okay.
So
We need
just
copies.
real quick. Yeah, just 30 seconds. I'll bring yours right back.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, just so everybody knows, I was never contacted about anybody missing their meetings. I am aware that Mr. Gillette is working out of town, but no commissioner has contacted me or sent me an email asking for him to be replaced. Now, the language says shall, and excuse all the legal junk. Shall means they have an option to let me know or not. I'm sorry, they may. May, it was the question, not shall. If it says shall, they have to tell me. May is their option to let me know if it's a problem. So I read it as they had an option. I did not get contacted. So I haven't done anything. So,
Mayor, can I speak? So as we did when Commissioner Stroman was out ill, and we knew that she was out ill for several months.
right.
We used that as that was her excuse absence. So we all came to the conclusion that, we did not need any problems. It's the same way with Mr. Gillette. We know that his job took him to out of town.
Right.
He has been trying to communicate. Mr. Miller has spoken with him. He was here. He was here in May. He was here in June, and he also was here in July.
Yep.
So that was one of the reasons why we did not.
So the way I understood, they basically have discretion. And I was definitely aware of Commissioner Stroman's, when she missed meetings. I was with her. I mean, so I was aware of that, and they did not take any action. And then Chair Gillette, I spoke to him at least once since he's been in California, and they did not take action. Sure, go ahead.
So yes, there is a difference between unexcused for certain reasons. Commissioner Stroman did notify me herself as the AED. Matter of fact, I think I might have, it was right after that, after we had the transition in leadership. She notified me. Typically, when the board will not be able to attend a board meeting, they notify me. Notifications and communications stopped after February 5th, 2026, when the mayor of Inkster said my name in his State of the City address. Period. Okay.
From who?
From three of the board commissioners.
So when you say stop communicating, they talk to you at the meeting, because you guys have to talk at the meeting.
Yeah, we talk at the meetings, but it's a different style. But as far as like responding to emails, calling me, someone else will be notified. So I say that to say, to this moment, Gregory Gillette has not notified the AED that I am on assignment in California. I actually found out from the recruiter, not even from Commissioner Moore. Only found out from Commissioner Moore when she said that it's a 3-hour time difference and she had to call him late in the day.
So what, are you saying you think he has an obligation to let you know?
I'm saying that's professional. We plan a meeting. We're going through a process. I'm running an agency.
Yeah, but
Communication, he's the chair.
Yeah, but he could be as unprofessional as he wants. It's a volunteer position. So that's,
Those are excuses.
no, hold on. No, we're not gonna rock this meeting like that. Let me let y'all know, this is not the housing meeting. This is the Inkster City Council meeting. We don't talk out of turn. Well, you will have opportunity to talk because I wanna hear what you have to say, if you wanna do a public comment. But we're not gonna have chatter coming from the audience. You know, it's not going down like that. All I'm saying to you is that, okay, we can take that under consideration as the person who appoints and removes. But I just wanted to make sure that you didn't feel he had an obligation to communicate with you. Because I didn't see that anywhere in the bylaws. That's all I'm saying. I'm not defending him. I'm just saying I didn't see that he had to contact you. I just see duties for the commissioners. If they think so, they want to report it to me, which they have not. I didn't see anything about any communication with you, but I understand what you're saying. Once I opened my big mouth at the State of the City in support of you, he did not communicate directly with you anymore, right?
That is correct.
Okay. All right. Yes, ma'am.
The reason why the communication wasn't related to her after you made that particular statement, Ms. Wells had notified us that she was going to be a candidate. So there was information that, you know, we really could not speak to her about because we were already into the third party person that was coming. We actually solicited him in November of 2025.
The recruiter?
Yes.
Okay.
We actually solicited him then. And at that point, by the time January came, you know, it was like she wanted to be, first she said no, then she was like, yes, she wanted to be considered for the ED position.
Okay.
Once you did that, you know, it was like, she's considered to be an ED, so we cannot relay any information to her or talk to her about different things because she was gonna be a candidate for the ED position. I mean, it would be like us talking to the other candidates, letting them know, well, this. And I do have an email that she did send me, letting me know that any correspondence that need to go out, send it to Ms. Jamila White. And
Okay.
that was because of, you know, her position.
That makes sense. I mean, I think she's talking about something else, though.
Yes,
but,
thank you.
yeah, she shouldn't have been part of the process if she's a candidate, no question, or even discussion about the process.
Exactly.
She's talking about communicating whether you're going to make it to a meeting or not. So probably two different things. But again, I don't think he had an obligation. We may or agree or disagree with it. It was unprofessional if he didn't communicate with her. I mean, I don't have any opinion, you know, but I understand what she's saying when she's saying she expected communication. Let's say that. But okay, nevertheless, do we need to discuss that any further? I mean, I don't know what to do with that.
I think we should, and the only reason I say that is because, yeah, she skipped a lot of months. The email to reach out to Jamila was way closer to today's date. It was,
Okay?
yes, it was not in February. It was not in March. It was not in April. The contract and everything, he was not even paid until March. So,
Who wasn't paid? I'm sorry.
Stan Quai.
Oh, you're talking about the recruiter. I thought you
Yeah.
told Mr.
So
Gillette.
she's saying he was, what do you say, procured and all that in November. That is not true. He didn't get,
But really, that doesn't matter. I mean,
no, but what she's saying is that was the reason why Chairman Gillette stopped communicating with me, which makes no sense at all when I'm running your agency.
you already told me your version of why he stopped communicating. After I said I support you, he stopped communicating with you. That's very clear.
And as did Commissioner Moore.
Okay. I mean, you know.
Mr. Mayor, just a question. Ms. Swells, so is there a secretary of the Inkster Housing Commission?
Yes.
Who's the secretary?
Oh, of the Inkster Housing Commission?
Yes.
Typically it's myself.
Oh,
Takes the minutes.
so you take the minutes.
Okay,
the
so
roll.
now Jamila does because I'm in this dual role. Jamila White, yes.
Got you. Okay. And the reason I was asking, Mr. Mayor, is in the how we went back and forth on the planning commission with the recording secretary, really just kind of past practice, certifying the minutes. But most times the clerk or the secretary of the board is whomever would be responsible for receiving the absences. It is, professional courtesy that a board member would alert somebody from the board that they're going to be absent for an extended amount of time, whatever the case may be, unless they're incapacitated, because they do jeopardize one of having a quorum. So, yeah, I think, that's something that the board needs to take into consideration, regardless of it being in the bylaws or not.
No, but he communicated with them.
Oh, he communicated with them.
No, they knew where he
So-
was at.
Knew they
Yeah.
didn't tell
But
us.
She didn't know.
So at the meeting, no one from the board, when his name was called for vote, said anything. They just sat there. Y'all just sat there silent. You just said absent, but you didn't say he's out of town.
In
In
California.
California.
In California, I was under the impression that we all knew that he was in California. It wasn't like it was a secret, because he did let everyone know that his job was taking him to California.
I think all the commissioners knew, for sure.
Okay. So you said he let everyone know. Was his email in a formal meeting or just in passing?
I don't know if it was an email or not right this moment, because I do try to keep his emails and stuff. But he did let us know.
Okay. I was just bringing that up for the future, any commissioners, just to know that, hey, it's a common courtesy to let your colleagues or whomever the clerk of the board, whether it's the acting executive director or not, or an appointed clerk at that particular time, hey, I'm not going to be at this meeting because of X, Y, and Z. And that way, because when we get ready to, come up, if no one is communicated and we sitting here waiting on the rest of the board members to show up and we don't have a quorum, we can't conduct business.
That makes sense.
Makes sense.
Right.
Yeah, I found out, if I may, I actually found out, as I said, by staying quiet, because when I was originally finally reached out to one, oh goodness, it was, I'm gonna let you know the exact date after all the emails. He reached out to me on Saturday, May 9th, which we also were having a Mother's Day event over at the Simmons Center. And so I remember it vividly because I was shopping for flowers for the ladies when he called. And he said that he was calling to schedule an interview for May 13th at 8:00 p.m. And I did ask, why did it, need to occur at 8:00 p.m.? And that's when he said that, oh, yeah, Chairman is in California, and I don't know when he's coming back. I said he may not be back for a while. That was how I was notified.
Okay. Anything else on this issue, commissioners?
I do have something to say as far as the Open Meeting Act.
Sure. Go ahead.
So the very first one that we were supposed to have was supposed to be for Friday, May 22nd, and that's Saturday, May 23rd.
Okay.
The information was taken with myself and the receptionist. We changed the top part of the meeting, the dates and everything. I didn't look at the Zoom link because I don't do the Zoom link. This came from out of the computer at 4500 Inkster Road.
So why did you do it this time?
Well, I was doing it because of the simple fact the special meeting had to be posted. And by Ms. Wells being in a candidate, then I had to make sure that was done. I do have a letter here that she told me to make sure that I gave everything to Jamila. Also to Troy, and also to our person that communicate. Because since she could not get that information. That email. As a matter of fact, that email was dated for Monday, May 18th. So, if you don't have that, I can always send
Is
it.
that the meeting that ended up getting canceled?
Yes.
Okay.
That's one of them.
23rd, because as a matter of fact, Mayor Pro Tem Stephen Chisholm called me and told me there was a number missing from off of the Zoom link. And I was like, how? Because all I did was copied the seat out of the computer and we posted. At that meeting, for us to be able to do that meeting, Milton, I could never pronounce his last name, but
Cosby?
he told us that we could not have that meeting because of that Zoom link was missing that number. That particular meeting, that's the meeting that Ms. Wells was supposed to interview. She was in the office, in her office on Zoom, which, Chair Gillette did say that he had asked her not to be in the building because he wanted her to be on Zoom so that none of the other candidates, all the candidates was like that. He wanted everybody to have the same process for the interviews. At that time,
How would the process be any different if she was in the building?
I don't know. I cannot question him. I'm just saying what was said.
Okay.
At that time, like I said,
The chair.
this is the chair.
He didn't want her in the building when she did her Zoom interview.
Is this the chair that's in California?
Yes.
No, he was here.
Oh, he was here.
He was here.
So what was the Zoom for?
The Zoom was for, we were told that there had to be an open meeting. There had to be participants on the Zoom and in person.
Oh, so some of the candidates had to do it by Zoom?
Yes, all the candidates did it by Zoom.
Okay.
So that's why. All the candidates did by the Zoom link. But we found out that they couldn't get in. It was because he told us that there was a number missing. At that point, everybody was still on the Zoom link, and it was said, and I know everybody here knows, the commissioner knows, it was said that the Zoom link, and I quote, I made sure all my people had the right Zoom link, but Mrs. Moore didn't. And she's on the Zoom now, and Mrs. Moore didn't give them the correct Zoom link. So when she came out, but before she came out, Milt said, this meeting has to be canceled. We have to stop this meeting, which we did. At that point, he did say that they could be able to go through the sunshine law, and we could be able to have 18 hours before we post the correction for the meeting. That was done. Mr. Gillette, as I look back, Mr. Gillette initiated it. Milt said that this was okay for us to cross out the May 22nd date, put the right Zoom number, and put the Saturday, May 30th, 2026, for 4 p.m. start. This was posted on the building at 4500 and on the building at 29150 Carlisle, Simmons Building.
Okay.
Well,
And here.
yeah, I forgot, and here. And we, cause Commissioner Miller came and put it on the door.
Okay.
So that was all taken care of. So,
Did you meet the next day?
yes, we did.
What happened at the meeting?
We met the next day, which I do have something from our third party, Mr. Stan Quaid, where he tried to get in touch with Ms. Wills. The night before, he did say he spoke with her because she was a little upset, which I understood why she was upset. Because she said she was prepared for the interview, but it did not happen. But he wanted her to come at 4 o'clock the next day.
Next day.
Yes.
Okay.
She said at that time, she said no, but I do have the paperwork that says that he did try to contact her. He did try to contact her on her email, but he did both office and personal email because it was a Saturday. And he wanted to see if she was going to be able to reschedule for that meeting. He said there was a no call, no show.
Oh, she did not communicate with her?
No.
Okay.
She did not communicate with him at that point, and he did send another email. She told us that she had take a mental day, and that was why. So that was one of the reasons why she did not get that interview. But
Was she still with you on I'm sorry for interrupting. Was she still with you on Friday when you decided to move the date to Saturday? Was she still?
Yes, she was still in the room. She was still in the room that particular day, that Friday, because she was really upset. She like I said,
She wasn't in the room with you.
I was in the room.
No.
Not the same room with her.
You know when she came out.
I wasn't there.
When she came out of her office.
Mhm.
Yes, I was there. I was in the room still.
Did y'all decide?
We all was still in the room.
Did you decide you were going to meet the next day while she was in the room?
Yes, she knew that we were going to meet the next day, that Saturday.
Okay.
Like I said, but it was Mr. Quaid took her out in the hall because he asked her, because she was really, really upset.
Okay.
You know, and so he asked her at that time, would she be able to interview at 4 o'clock? She did tell him no. He did tell her, well, you need to get with me so we can reschedule for Saturday. Now, I have all those as his emails. I have them stating that this information. I'm not just talking.
So the only reason I asked is, so it wasn't a no call, no show. He talked to her, she said she was unavailable, and he said he'd get back with her later with another
Both
time.
did. It was both in the email. They both did. They said that they were going to get back with him to reschedule the interview.
Okay.
But like I said, he said when he tried to call her, she didn't answer. So we ended up going on with the interview.
On the next day, you interviewed some other folks.
Yes.
Okay. Okay.
So that was the only violation for this. Oh, I'm sorry. The
You
one
go ahead.
for July 11th that was posted, that we all were there. That was the day of the resident appreciation.
Mhm.
There was a correction. I just want to correct it. You said that Mr. Miller came straight over there. No, Mr. Miller came to the interviews that we would have. For there was 2 people that were interviewing because one had already interviewed that Friday. So that was from July 10th, and this is July 11th. He came. He said that he was going to go over. He would to do the interviews for the resident appreciation. So he came in first and let us know that he was, and then he left. At that point, they just left myself and Commissioner Thomas there at that time? Yes, he was. Myself, Commissioner Thomas. Oh, no, I'm sorry, he was not there. He got a chance to see, was it both interviews? Okay, I'm sorry, my mistake. Yeah, he was there, left myself, Mrs. Thomas, Mr. Gillette, and Commissioner Stroman.
Okay, 4 out of the 5.
Yes, and so after that, like I said, because they did come in, she wasn't telling the story, they did come in. And at that time, we were talking about the candidate, both candidates, that was it. We weren't talking about anything else. And we told them, give us about 10 minutes, I told give us about 10 minutes and we would be through. At that point, Commissioner Thomas left, that left myself and Ms. Stroman and Commissioner Gillette, and we all walked out because I told her, let me go over to the resident appreciation. And that's what I did.
Okay. I think I saw y'all over there. I know I saw Mr. Miller. Okay. So let me safe to say you were not aware that you shouldn't be discussing.
Yes, and we knew that, so we didn't discuss, like I said, when he came back, Mr. Miller came back for the last person that we were interviewing. And we talked, the gentleman left, we talked and we made that because for some reason the Zoom link kept giving us only 30 minutes and it was shut off.
Somebody had the cheap account.
Free account.
That was the reason why we ended up losing Milt and Stan.
Okay. So y'all did discuss 2 of the candidates after the meeting had ended.
Not really after the meeting had ended. We discussed that after the candidate had left. The candidate had just left. The gentleman, because he had his children with him. And
No one had adjourned the meeting. You see, you did not end the meeting.
no, we didn't end the meeting. Because we were still sitting there because we were trying to get Stan and Milt back on the line because we wanted to make sure that they knew what we had to do.
Okay.
It's because we were supposed to do questionnaires to score all 3 of those candidates.
Okay.
And as she said, there was only 1 candidate. No, there was still 3 candidates. We scored all 3 of the candidates.
No, she said it was 3, not counting herself. I think that's what she said. That's what she said. Y'all remember?
You're correct, Mayor.
Oh, you weren't here. But anyway, y'all had never adjourned the meeting, so basically the meeting was still going. Whether Milt's there or not is irrelevant.
Right.
Okay.
The meeting was still going.
Okay.
We wasn't just talking amongst ourselves. The meeting was still going because of the simple fact we had just 2 candidates had just left.
Okay.
And we wanted to make sure that Commissioner Miller found out, well, he kind of didn't want to, one of the candidates that was there.
Not kind of.
I know, he didn't. But we wanted to let him hear his opinion about everything when he came back in.
Okay.
So when they came in, there was quite a few of the ladies that came in. They came in through the side door, and then like I said, we, because that wasn't the first interruption we had, but it was okay. We just was like, fine. So, like I said, and I do have everything to collaborate. You know what I'm saying?
Mr. Mayor, while we're on that particular subject with open meetings and utilizing a virtual platform, going forward in the future, a note should be taken for Zoom. if you are going to post a meeting using Zoom and allow candidates or whomever to join the meeting with the public body, a couple things should be uniform across the board. If the acting executive director is making the Zoom meeting or scheduling it, the PMI option should be selected, which means personal meeting ID. That is the one that is associated firmly with that Zoom account. If the meeting ends, for whatever the reason may be, whether it's a technical difficulty or if it's a time limit, if you restart that meeting with that same PMI, it will be the exact same information that is on the meeting notice. If you start a new meeting without the PMI, it will not be the exact same information, therefore it violates the Open Meetings Act.
Well, I want to say this one thing, and I want to read it to you, because this is what it said, because I texted her to ask the question. This is from Ms. Wells to me.
Email.
It actually says, I do not believe that there are any issues that will prevent you from using the already generated board meeting link, and that's what I thought that we had on the paper. You can use the copy and paste feature that is in the calendar invite for tomorrow for ease of use. Please note that an announcement says document sheets will still need to be created, distributed to the appropriate outlet for the city. We typically use PR, Mr. T. Seaton, for eternal communication notices are generally sent to just a communique, typically copied to me, but however, since I am not directly involved in this matter, Jamel White should be included. Instead, this is dated from Monday, May 18th.
Gotcha. Yeah, I just wanted to make that note, because that goes for anybody who creates it. Once that meeting is scheduled via Zoom, you should make sure that it's the personal meeting ID for uniformity across the board, because that's what's on the notice. And so if you start a new one and that box isn't checked, it's going to change the information. You're going to be scrambling in the middle of the meetings trying to get employees or candidates or elected officials, whatever the case may be, the new information to get online. And then if that happens again, it's just a recycling type of matter of issues. So I just wanted to make that note. If there's no central person making it, just for continuity.
Okay.
All right, so anything else needs to be said on the meeting where they were talking about candidates?
She just said it was the two that they had interviewed that day, or maybe even including the one that they interviewed that night before. That is not the name of the candidate that the employee heard, period.
But do you understand, though, if the meeting was not adjourned, they can talk about any candidate?
I also confirmed, because July 11th was Milton Spikashny's birthday. By the time I spoke with him, he was out having dinner. So the meeting had adjourned, like I said, at least 45 minutes before. I have access to the cameras.
Hold on. Whether Milt was there or not doesn't mean the meeting adjourned. I'm just saying, I don't know whether it was adjourned or not. I'm just saying Milt is not necessary for the meeting. The city attorney, the attorney's not necessary.
I'm sharing with you that before the meeting adjourned, they wanted to go into closed session and discuss candidates. Okay. He himself will share this. He told them, no, you have to do it in open meeting.
Do it in public.
Okay, we got it. We're done. They did the meeting adjournment. I never saw those particular, notes. It's on the board minutes that I didn't get those. But when I called him back, he said, yeah, we were done a while ago. And I reviewed the footage, and he was correct. I saw when they logged off.
Okay, what I'm focusing in, I'm sorry, because my brain, I'm very linear. If no one made a motion to adjourn the meeting and they stayed and kept talking, the meeting's still going. If someone made a motion to adjourn and it got voted on and they adjourned the meeting, then you're 100% correct. If they kept talking, there's a problem.
I can confirm they did.
I don't know. I wasn't there. I'm just saying to me, that's what I'm zeroing in on. They saying they didn't make a motion. If you heard a motion because you were on Zoom, I think the Zoom ended at that point.
No, the Zoom was over, yeah.
So, I don't know. I guess if you weren't in the room.
Just trust me.
I
got my ways. But anyways, I just wanted to combat some of the things that she was sharing. And it's really quickly, I'm not going to take you down long memory lane, but I will share this with the council. I have all of the dates of this horrible experience during this process. And one of them Because Mayor, I know you personally, just last Monday, I believe it was on the 17th, was approached by Miss Yvonne Moore, and the only thing that I kept hearing while I stood over there was her saying, I declined, I canceled, I was a no-show. That is not correct. As I said, Stan reached out to me on May 9th at 8 in the morning on a Saturday to schedule me for May 13th, okay? This should sound familiar because when we did the commercial, you asked, they canceled my interview the night before at 7:53 p.m. And the reason was because they were notified that they did not adhere to the Open Meetings Act. They had not posted it, they had not made it public.
Clear on that, but this is what I'm trying to, it was a statement made, and I don't know if it's true or not, that you were there and he talked to you that night.
I was clear. No, that's wrong.
Y'all hear that?
That is wrong. This is a whole time, and that's what I'm saying. You're hearing the villain side. You're not hearing the truth. My original first interview was scheduled for May 13th at 8:00 p.m.,
Okay, I
which
see what
is a
you're saying.
Wednesday.
So it wasn't made the later date in May. You saying-
Correct. It started way before the information that you all have received. Okay? So I can vividly tell you it was a Tuesday night at 7:53 p.m. because I sat in the parking lot at Famous Days because I stayed in the office to prepare because I was excited for my interview the next day. Okay. And right up against that 24-hour mark, Stan reached out. I too have the same email that she has. I have everything. This is just a percentage of it.
Was that meeting noticed up?
No. Now, I also have it recorded where when he reached out to me, I also advised him to make sure that it was properly posted and communicated. And he said that, yeah, we didn't have to do that with Aaron. I don't know how they handled it with the last person, but I'll let them handle that. Okay, that was on the 9th, right? I have it documented. Moving forward, they canceled that interview, okay? Then the next
Hold on a
one.
second, real quick. They couldn't have the meeting anyway because they didn't notice.
Yes, so they canceled my interview that was scheduled.
So they canceled on you first. That's what you're saying.
Canceled on me first. That was the first one. The second one was when I actually was following up. I have emails, and I just started being really transparent, and instead of just communicating with Stan Quai, I included all 5 board members. I also included, starting back in April, when I gave them each my resume packet on February 17th. I gave it to Gregory Gillette, Yvonne Moore, Mabel Stroman, and William Miller on February 17th.
Mr. Thomas wasn't there.
On August,
Mr. Thomas wasn't there?
he was not there. On August 18th, this is just the disrespect. On August 18th, the packet that I gave Commissioner Stroman, she brought it back to me and said it's still sealed. I didn't even open it.
Did she tell you she thought you should submit it through the recruiter?
She said there's a process to follow. I believe you were in that meeting, okay?
Yep, I
But
think
we pick and choose when we want to follow processes because we just went through the bylaws. We didn't follow processes. But anyways, so no one responded. Stan already had candidates. I'm continuing to reach out. I was advised to even ask for a job description because I never had it. No one ever even shared where to locate it. I had to Google, and I found a blurb that I printed out, a blurb or narrow, very vague. And when I questioned him in here, he himself said he did not even have the job description and continued to reach out to the board. I have email where they said, just send her that one, it'll work. The old one, not the new one. My next interview date, I get contacted, on May 18th I'm reaching out to them on like May 18th, like, hey, can we get this back on the schedule? What's going on? Stan sends an email and says, we're looking to do interviews sometime later next week. Well, I also have it documented. I went on a family reunion in Tuskegee, Alabama. My daddy is 73 and he's the baby. So all 6 of his sisters are in their 70s or 80s. We only do it every other 2 years. This was booked February 23rd, 2026. I said, okay, good to know. Just FYI, I'm out next week on vacation. Ladies and gentlemen, that next week was Memorial Day weekend, Friday at 8:00 p.m. Now, I received a lot of ridicule from people saying, oh, you should have made it happen, you should have went. Well, guess what? Once again, it did not happen. They had to cancel what they had planned because one of the commissioners, it was his birthday weekend and no one even got with him. No, that was the weekend before it. It was his birthday weekend. No one even had confirmed with him.
Confirm what, the meeting?
That they were doing these meetings, these interviews. So let's just say, had I said, okay, Daddy, lose the money that you have to drive down to Alabama by yourself, and they canceled.
Well, let's not go through hypotheticals. So, the meeting didn't happen. Is that the bottom line?
Again, correct.
Okay.
And that was not a Sheena Wells.
You told them you were unavailable because you were out of town. They didn't have the meeting anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So why is it even a big deal in a sense? But I did ask for, and I was very patient, and I did ask if, coming back from the holiday, which that Monday was a holiday, if I could be scheduled. And I continue to have to ask. And I can go on and on, but the process.
Commissioner.
No,
Councilwoman.
you can finish the thought and then just remember to come back to me once you.
Fine, go ahead.
Okay. So because I came a little bit late, I just want to because the way my brain works, I just want to make sure that I'm on track. So are you looking to have an opportunity to interview? Are you looking to, that's like ultimately your end goal, is to at least have a fair opportunity to interview? Correct?
At minimum, yes.
At minimum, okay. And then, is there anything else you're looking for us to do?
Yes.
And decision, like what decision do you want us to make tonight? So I can know by the end of the meeting whether if I need to take a vote or kind of where to go from, I mean, I don't know if we need to take a vote or not, but I'm just saying like,
Sure.
kind of like what is the purpose of us being here? Because
I'm
from
ready.
my understanding, like we aren't the governing body, right? And so at least I can speak for myself. I can make suggestions and I can, I can make phone calls. I can make suggestions. From my understanding, may even be able to remove the board, even though in the bylaws it says in order to even remove like one member, they have to kind of initiate that. So that's kind of unclear to me.
No, that's their bylaws. Our charter said we can
That
remove
you can remove them.
board members with cause.
Got it. Okay. So we're trying to establish cause to remove them currently.
We're not trying to establish cause.
Well,
We're listening.
Okay.
If
Okay.
we deem there is cause, then we can take action.
Got it. Okay. So I just wanted to make it very clear so I can track. Well, okay. Cool. Okay. Thank you.
So when we say, okay, now I think I got it now, unless there's more meetings. Is there more meetings that we haven't talked about?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
There was.
What's the,
Okay, for the one that Ms. Wells is speaking of. For the one that Ms. Wells was speaking of, as far as for Memorial's Day weekend, that particular weekend, we had asked her, because we were trying to get all the interviewers in as soon as possible. So we were trying to find out, we actually put her first and asked her if she could be available for that week. It's like she told us, and I have the email, I can read it, or I'll just wait and read it out. It was said that no, I could not, because I'm going to Alabama, and that, I won't be able to interview. So they asked, was it possible, because they wanted her to be able to interview, was it possible for her to take 30 minutes, maybe while she was down in Alabama, to do the interview? Okay, at that point, she did tell us, no, I cannot, because I don't know what type of activities, and this is in the email, that my aunt was gonna have. So we were like, fine. At that point, there was no meetings done for that week. That next week, after we came back on the 26th.
hold on, real quick. Just because she said that, you canceled all the interviews, or you just decided not to meet
They
them?
decided not to meet at all.
So it had nothing to do with really what she said?
No, because they was like, okay, they wanted her to be first. That was the whole point in a nutshell.
Okay.
They wanted her to be first on that. So they decided, okay, it is Memorial Day weekend, and they would not try to go for any other interviews. That's how that was.
Okay.
The next week, when she said she was coming back, for the interviews, we did schedule the interview for May 22nd. That's the meeting that got screwed up and messed up because of.
May 22nd? Couldn't have been May 22nd.
Yeah, that
It was not May 22nd, no.
That's before Memorial Day.
Right.
May 22nd, that was the meeting that we were supposed to have, but we didn't. So, you know, like I said,
So that was the first meeting. Then the Memorial Day weekend, you didn't
we
meet.
didn't meet at all, period.
So when was the next meeting?
The next meeting was, we didn't have another meeting until the 30th. That was the meeting on the 30th.
30th of May or June?
May.
Okay. There was no interview scheduled on the 30th.
On the 30th of June, yes, not on May, not in May now.
June 30th, there were interviews scheduled?
No, May 30th.
Okay. Anybody follow this?
Actually, it was on May 30th, I'm sorry, it was on May 30th that the interviews were scheduled.
They were scheduled?
Yes.
Okay.
They were scheduled.
As well as May 29th.
The 29th and the 30th, they were scheduled for that day.
Was she,
I'm sorry, what?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry, I just, my mind is just racing and confused.
Yeah, it is.
So the meetings for the 29th or the 30th that you scheduled, was she given an opportunity to
was
be
given an
interviewed?
Opportunity to be able to come in for that meeting.
And what happened?
That meeting, that's the meeting that we end up having not that Friday because of the
Notice.
notice, right? And so then we had the meeting that Saturday, which she was supposed to attend for that Saturday that she.
She was there that Friday, then she got upset and then,
Yes, and did not show. Then the next meeting that we had was on, we didn't have another meeting we didn't have a meeting in June, but there was conversation in June regarding the meeting.
there was what conversation?
Conversation in June regarding the meeting, yes.
So was she scheduled anytime after that?
She
Or
was
she was?
scheduled after that for the meetings that we were gonna have. Yeah, that, July, because that's when, we were going through make sure all the candidates would be available. And that's when we had the meeting.
Or that when she said that she was available in July?
No, she wasn't available because that 1:11 a.m. on, July 10th in the morning, she sent us a email telling us that she was withdrawing from being the ED.
Okay.
So, I mean, so at that point,
What day was that?
that was
The day
June
before.
10th, 1:11 a.m. in the morning.
June or July?
I'm sorry, July 10th. That was the last time we were gonna do it. And that's when she told us that she was gonna withdraw
What,
at that time.
what's your position now?
I am the acting executive director and the director of human resources.
For
The
housing?
Housing Commission, yes.
And how long have you done that?
How long have I what? I'm sorry.
How long have you been in that position?
So I've been with Inkster Housing Commission since November 15, 2021, so it'll be 5 years this November. And recently I've been in the dual role of acting executive director, director of human resources since September 17th. Well, we dated it back, but September 28th, 2025. So next month will be a year.
There's a question.
Question.
Yes.
Do you, so when you have employees like that, do you do evaluations to see if they're competent or they're not, or if they're doing a good job, pay raise increase, or do you guys do evaluations? Like for,
We did not do an evaluation when they put her in as acting as executive director. At the time, our other executive director had resigned. They didn't want to leave the seat open too long because we were actually going through a RAD development. They wanted to make sure that we still had someone in place, so they appointed Ms. Wells as acting executive director at that time.
Can I ask who the they are, please?
I was about to say that. You mean the board?
Commissioners.
Commission.
Yeah.
So at that time, that's when they
I'm sorry,
appointed her as acting executive director.
and she was satisfactory?
Well, yes, I mean, she gave us her paperwork to let us know as soon as the other one had resigned. So, I mean, that same night, so, I mean, that was something that was asked of.
I want to say I object so bad.
Okay,
Okay. I
all right.
just-
You good?
Yeah.
No, I received a text message at 10 p.m. from the chairman of the board after the situation with the former ED. I won't get into details about that. And I was voluntold, you are in charge. That is how it went down. I have the text message. Again, the board did not receive my packet until February 17th, and then Commissioner Thomas received it on March 6th. before he went to a conference. So it was not in September
I think
that I
you're talking
gave
about
it
two
to him.
different things.
Two different things.
She's
She
saying
said-
that as soon as the last ED left,
Mm-hmm.
they received something from you requesting to be the acting. Is that what you're
She
saying?
said my packet.
That was your package. I'm
I don't
not gonna sit here and say.
When did I give it to you?
It was, but it was just, it was submitted, you submitted. I'll put it like this.
I thought they appointed her.
Was a request made?
Other than executive director resigned. That same night that she left, that we were presented with a paper that was asking us exactly what they wanted and what was all the details in that package.
What, who
Who's
won?
they?
Who was that?
That was Ms. Wells.
I'm confused.
Me too. I thought you appointed her.
The night that the executive director resigned and
Gotcha.
she left out of the building,
Mhm.
that same night, Ms. Wells was appointed as the acting executive director. She gave us the package as far as what she wanted as far as.
Hold on. Was that a night of a meeting?
Yes.
We were in closed session afterwards. We were in closed session. We were not in a meeting. We were in.
Well, that's a meeting. That's a
The
meeting.
meeting, and it was the resolution.
When I said we weren't in our regular meeting, we were in closed session. And that came, our attorney was there, he was on the phone, and that was, taken, a vote was taken. and
Took a vote to appoint her acting.
You all appointed her.
That's all I need to know.
That's
Okay,
it.
that's fine.
They are they.
Okay, that's
Who
good.
recommended her? How was she
I
recommended?
heard it was
to take-
unanimous.
just-
That's what I heard from Chairman Gillette.
Well, let's,
Who-
don't hearsay.
I'm just asking, I just
Did
wanted to
anyone
know,
recommend her?
who recommended her to take that position?
Majority of the commission felt that she was the right person to lead the agency at that time.
So you guys got together and said, oh, Kim would be good, and then you voted on it in a closed session meeting? That's what I'm saying, asking.
Majority of the commission made a decision in a closed session that she was the best fit to lead the agency at that time. I came back in town, I think somebody else, and we all supported that because she was our HR director. She knew the agency better than probably most people in there.
So she was recommended by the board,
Right.
She was
the
appointed.
commissioner,
She was
appointed, but she still, you had to have a recommendation before you even appoint her. So they had to know that she was competent,
Well, no, they,
or incompetent to do the job. That's what I'm trying to say.
So why can't you all just give her an opportunity to at least interview?
We did.
Hold on.
Not trying to be funny, we did until that day, on the 10th, she withdrew. She withdrew on the 10th. That same day, she was supposed to interview at 6 o'clock in the evening. I spoke to Ms. Wells at Monday. Our Stan Quaid spoke to him. She said she was gonna be at the meeting, she was gonna be at the interview, and at 1:11 a.m. in the morning of July 10th, she withdrew her name. from
July 14th, she rescinded that withdrawal.
Hold on a second, hold on. Just so the record's clear, in between there, before the second interview, the only interview, before the interview was scheduled in July, I spoke to the chair. At that point, they were moving forward with the second round of interviews. Ms. Wells was not part of that. I said, I understand she didn't interview the first time. There was some confusion over who canceled what. I didn't know, but I'm having a conversation with him. I said, given the fact she's worked for you for almost a year and done a good job and is a current employee, why don't you give her the courtesy of just forwarding her to the second round? I requested, that was not a demand. Mr. Wells said, I'll talk to the commissioners. He did not say, okay. Next thing I knew, she was getting interviewed. Okay, I was like, well, cool, I'm happy because she's already there. You guys are gonna take a look. I'm good. I'm not gonna talk about my personal conversations with certain folks, but I know she had an interview scheduled. Obviously, she had some second thoughts about it. I know there's a Residents Appreciation Day on a Saturday. I heard some conversation about, okay, I gotta get ready for this event, so I'm not available the night before to interview. Okay, this sound normal? Okay, and then Saturday came and the Appreciation Day happened. You guys interviewed the other people. She didn't get interviewed on Friday because she withdrew.
She withdrew.
Is that basically what everybody, okay.
She withdrew from.
And then the next week, I received the email saying she would like to be still considered for the position. Then I received a response from the chair saying, you are no longer in consideration, and we're moving forward. So we all on the same page? Okay, so that's where we at, okay.
Mayor, the young lady in the gray has been wanting to interject to provide clarity.
Ask her
for a
one more
second.
question.
She wants to ask Ms. Wells one more question.
Just one, because I'm nosy. Why did you withdraw?
Several reasons at the time, and I wrote my speech about it so that I don't forget anything, but I've only shared just a fog of what occurred during this process. I also was bullied into sending my resume by 5 p.m. on a day that I was not even aware there was an unknown deadline. So there was so many things leading up to that decision. Resident Appreciation Day is the one day a year that, since we say we're here for our residents, we service our residents, that we all should be there. And I spoke to the chairman because there was something else going on with somebody else, and he said no, he had other obligations. I spoke to Commissioner Moore. I said, why would you guys pick that day? Can it be after, since you do interviews at 8 p.m. or another day? And she said, oh, I'll talk to him, but he's in California. I'll call him later. So it was no buy-in from any other commissioners but Commissioner Miller and Commissioner Thomas, who said we will still make sure that we're there. Then, in addition to that, there was...
So, let me cut through it.
Yes.
I get sleepy. I'm kidding. At that age, I'm just trying to go with you here. So, you resigned basically because you were upset.
No, that's the thing. I've been hearing that narrative of being in my feelings. No, it was just with all that we have been doing, all the good, all the progress that has been coming, and to still be ridiculed. If you sit in our board meetings, they've never treated any ED this way. I don't know if it's retaliation. Let me.
It's politics.
So
they ain't gonna like you. But let me tell you, I just
don't want them to like me,
my name,
Councilwoman.
For me, just for me. Okay. So evidently you were competent and you made a good candidate and you did a lot of things, and then later through some process, because, and I'm just saying this like it was me, they get on my nerves, so I don't want it. So then you thought about it. Is that when you reconsidered and said, well, I do want to be that? Is that
what it was the people that I'm doing it for was the reason that I humbly came back around, and it takes a big person for that.
the people?
For the people.
I can relate to that.
I let a lot of people down that believe in me, that are a part of feeling inspired. So for the betterment.
I got you. I feel it. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, that's fair.
All right.
The young lady she's had her hand raised for a while. I feel bad. Just let her, thank you.
State your name, so.
Shania Clark.
Okay.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Oh, I know you.
Yes, I know you too. This is one of my first meetings I have ever came to. I am a Inkster native. I was born and raised here. Love Inkster. As some of you guys may know, I do a lot of community stuff in Inkster and outside of Inkster. My son has a lemonade stand. We sell lemonade. We also give away gently used gym shoes to the public. I have known Miss Wells for a very long time. I'm also a very successful businesswoman and also philanthropist, so I understand business, I understand politics, I understand emotions, and I understand what's really going on here. I spoke at the all-staff meeting this Friday. I was asked to speak as one of the keynote speakers. It was an absolutely amazing meeting. I want to give Miss Wells, outside of me knowing her personally on a business standpoint, as a businesswoman, she's doing amazing. She is doing absolutely amazing. And I'm not sure where the disconnect is coming in, but for me, being from Inkster, to see somebody that is doing so many good things, I'm not sure why it's such a big problem on giving her a chance. I can relate to being pushed out of places or people kind of just picking on you, and we're gonna act human here. You know how that feels when you're doing so many good things, when you're trying, and you do have this person, that person, people that are older than you, people that are younger than you, so many people coming at you. It does get discouraging. It gets very discouraging. I want to put in my hand clap for her. For one, I never even seen the projects get redone, Inkster Housing get redone. I just now saw it. I saw it all over Facebook, and I'm like, who doing this? And when me and her actually talk, I've been doing her hair for a long time. I didn't even know all what she was doing. She doesn't come in and brag on it or anything like that. I really just found out about her role. Mm-hmm. So to be from Inkster and to see what she's doing, she's not even from Inkster. So for somebody to come in to care that meeting, she's very professional. She keeps people in line. She keeps people focused. She brings in the right people. You need people like that. You need people like that. You need people like that. And I really hope that, I know it's like a whole process, whatever you guys got to go through, but from what I understood in corporate America, although I'm an entrepreneur, I've been in corporate America for a long time. I have my degree in everything. Usually they hire internally. Usually that's how it goes. Or they're the first person to consider. That's why they put her in a seat, because she was qualified to do so. So I really hope that you guys can come together and consider somebody so great. And this is not me talking on a personal level, because I'm a businesswoman. So you wrong, you're terrible, you're great. I understand feelings, and I know how to put them to the back when it comes to business. But when you get somebody great, you get somebody that can really manage people, keep people in line, and really get the job done, you really need to appreciate those type of people, and someone that actually cares about the community. So I really do. I hope that this goes well for the city of Inkster as a whole. I hope you guys see her value, and anybody else that's contributing on a great level, but she definitely does deserve it. The city of Inkster deserves someone like that. And again, that's outside of me knowing her. I am not being like that, because I wouldn't have came today, because I'm that 100. I wouldn't have came. I don't gotta do that. I don't have to. I'm not gonna lie to put anybody to make them look good. I'm not like that, and anybody can say that about me. But she is a woman that deserves a chance. She is a woman that deserves respect. I have witnessed disrespect. I've witnessed things go on with her before, and coming from, why are they disrespecting her? Why are they giving her a hard time? I think that needs to be considered, and you guys really need to look inside the staff and the board and things like that, because it's a lot of disrespect going on. It's a lot of things that's going on that try to make it hard for a beautiful, smart, Black woman that is doing amazing things in the city of Inkster. That's all I wanted to say. Yes.
I'm sorry. I thought I thought it was for to offer clarity to a specific conversation that we were having. That we were gonna use that for public comment.
Oh, I didn't know. I told you this is my first one. Y'all could have stopped me.
You're okay. I just wanted to.
Well, no, it was probably a comment that was probably needed, but this is my first one.
Okay. If you have more, feel free to fill out one of the public comments.
Nope, that's all I got to say. Just hopefully y'all give her the respect that she deserves.
Thank you. I do want to say too.
Hold on a second. Go ahead.
Thank you. Two things. If you guys have something to say, fill out the public comment sheet, please. Two, I don't know.
Right over here.
I don't.
Who was it submitted to?
Us, right here.
Yes. I'm not well versed in HR, or if it's a legal issue, I don't know. But once you rescind in that way, can you, I guess, go back on it? I think that's kind of what's the, because I'm give her a chance to interview, and they're saying, well, she withdrew. So if there's a possibility for her to not withdraw, then I feel
it was never accepted or acknowledged.
Got it. Okay.
Well, sort of. I mean, I've had experience from an attorney standpoint with resignations being rescinded. I don't know about participating in an interview process.
That's to be reconsidered, to be interviewed. You can't ask for that.
I'm not saying you can ask for $1 million. I mean, now, but that doesn't entitle you to be back in the process. So what I'm saying is that, let me sum it up from what my conversations with some of the commissioners, not all of the commissioners. There are commissioners who wanted you to be interviewed, and they wanted to hear you at the interview. When you decided to not interview, they closed the book on it. They said, okay, if she does not want the job, that's where they ended it. When you asked 4 or 5 days later, and I found out at the same moment that you wanted to be considered, the response was it's too late. That's what it was. It wasn't my response because it's not for me to say, but that's what they did. So that's how we're here now. I think you did a great job as acting director. I'm not there on a day-to-day basis, but I see the progress that Inkster Housing's made. But I'm just the mayor. The housing commissioner's job is to hire and fire the executive director. I haven't bullied one of them. I haven't tried to force their hand, but I know all of them. And I talked to most of them, probably all of them. But it's their decision at the end of the day. As far as people disrespecting folks and not acting professional, obviously I'm not there. It happens every day in life. We know that. People check me when I'm out of order, and I appreciate that. But as the city council, we can't really we're not here to decide who's disrespectful. We're here because I respect you and we wanted to listen. And Chisholm asked for the meeting, essentially. So the board has not made a final decision yet. I think they decided you are no longer going to be in the process. That's on them. If they want to do anything with that, that's on them at their next meeting. All we do is appoint and remove. And the only way we remove, we thought the board was doing something inappropriate, okay? Or doing something to hurt Inkster Housing Commission. So that's what our role is as city council. So I'm glad we had this meeting. I don't know if it makes anything better. We're gonna definitely, did you fill out a form already? I wanna hear you. Go ahead and fill out the form. We wanna hear from everybody, because it does matter. Look, y'all know where my support was when we started this process. But I'm not trying to step on the commission in the process, right? I was public with mine. I was the first one to come out, right? I didn't even know she wanted the position. I didn't even ask her. I just said I support her because I see the progress. And maybe I'm probably responsible for all this mess, because it seemed like there's a reaction to that was not positive. But we're gonna move down to the status of Inkster Housing. I don't even want to talk about it at this point, you know. But I'm gonna leave that up to the commissioners. If you want to tell us where Inkster Housing's at, I'm familiar with some of the things that have happened, but maybe everybody doesn't know about the situation with HUD, us improving our situation, the 2 major redevelopment projects we got going on. We have a lot going on in the city of Inkster. So maybe somebody want to briefly kind of just let the public know what's going on. You don't have to, it's up to you guys.
Well, basically, as you know, because Ms. Wells did say I'm a resident commissioner, but I'm not a resident commissioner. I'm just a commissioner that happens to be a resident. And that is something that's been told since we went to all the conferences now on file. Yes, we've been progressing with the redevelopment, but there's still some hitches in the redevelopment for residents. There's a lot of things that's happening with the developers. There's a lot of things happening with their crew that's on site. A lot of things that hasn't been really talked about that they need to talk about and talk with the new management company. As I asked before, I asked them to, before the meeting, they didn't want to have a meeting on the management company, you know, but the residents really do need to speak to the management company that they're coming in. I know Ms. Wells did talk to residents at that time. They did have a meeting. She was texting, asking them information, but we need to see these people that's giving us all these, we can't block the streets up, can't get through, the garbage man can't get through. The garbage is still up there 2 or 3 days, you know.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm sorry, Vice Chair. Just for me, and since we in this forum, if we could start with the wins first, instead of the tough, the minutia that we're dealing with while we're moving forward. Let's just give, because the bunch of people here, people that's watching don't know what we've been doing. We've been at a lot.
Well, I mean,
If
I
we could
understand that part, but I still want them, there is still some things that need to be addressed. I mean, it's a good thing. I'm not saying it's not a good thing. I've been watching, I've been looking at the units. I've asked to go through them and walk through them, the ones that's finished and the ones that they are doing. I mean, I'm proud of what's going on, you know, but I know the city's proud too, but I'm still not gonna just not pay attention to all the other things that's going on too. You know?
Well, I walked on, there was some problems going on over there.
Yes.
But I stay in my lane, so I went to the acting director and expressed myself, and I'm sure she communicated with whoever.
Yes, with the particular.
You know, but I didn't want to, you know, I'm not gonna call them directly, that's not my lane. But some of the stuff they were doing was different from what they promised in the initial meeting, because I went to the initial meeting, I was disappointed we weren't getting brand new housing, but I understand that's the way the deal worked out. I'm really disappointed that they have so much power over this thing. They have their own management company, they're making decisions, they're firing vendors. But again, it's not my deal, you know what I mean? Because it's gonna be a problem. And right now, the moment that we make a mistake, it's gonna be a problem. Inkster Housing is gonna look a lot different. And that's just, I can already see it coming, you know? But, you know, like I said, you know, there's stuff that has to be managed. My logic was, since we're already there, and the acting director is managing it now, I'm not saying she's perfect, I'm saying she's managing it, why would we want to bring somebody new and hope that they can handle it? That was my position.
Right.
You know, sometimes, you know, I knew her, the other person could be excellent. She could be 10 times whatever. I don't know. I didn't sit there on the interview. I didn't look at her resume. I'm just saying I know what she's doing now. Right. That's how I was looking at it. But that's just my little 2 cents. You know, I think housing is going in the right direction. And I think the chair, somebody said to me, one of the commissioners said, it's a group effort, and I believe that wholeheartedly. It's not one person, not just Ms. Wales. It's a group effort. And I know that because I know how the city runs. It's not about me. If my staff is lousy, I'm lousy. Right. If my staff is great, I'm great. That's the way it is. So,
Mayor, if I could, I just wanted to address that the process right now that we're going through with, be it the third-party management company, the actual developer, those were voted on by the sitting board and the former ED. So the team now, we inherited it, and we are kicking up rocks and dust, challenging and giving them pushback to hold them accountable. Not everybody's going to be able to do that. They tried to even change the appliances from what's been advertised as stainless steel to black, and tried to tell me they already ordered. Well, guess what? As Ms. Clark said, I pushed back, well, cancel that order. They deserve stainless steel. That's what's on the resume, on the website. That's the pamphlets. That's what we need. So Commissioner Moore, you were a part of it from the beginning. So now we have to work together and get around, as Commissioner Miller said, we can't stay in the complaints. Now what are we gonna do? We're here now. It was voted. We're here. We have to learn and work together. We can't work against each other. And I include you all in those correspondences. And again, I don't expect you to respond, but don't act surprised when it doesn't work. Because I include us in there because we are one voice. We are. And I'm fighting. And to answer your question again, it's hard to fight the people that's in California, not Gillette, but the developer that's from California and Montana and the others that they have coming here, and fight with the board that's my key stakeholders. It's very difficult. So all of those go into it. We say one thing, and I am talking to you right now, and I'm not being disrespectful, and I mean it, because you're really the only one that's sharing much over here. You asked, was I in my feelings? I think you might be, because it's nothing that you can say as a reason that makes sense for where you live, that you don't want a person that will fight, that will make things happen. The whole team has on not trouble shirts. They couldn't give you an answer when you just asked what's going on at Inkster Housing? They can answer that. We're not troubled. Our file scores increased dramatically. We had the first ever 96%, 97% in HUD's Inspire, Health and Safety, an A from a D of the last ED that you guys hired. Why wouldn't I get a chance? It's proven. The communication has improved. The collaboration has improved. The energy. People want to come to work. They beat me to work. So it's not making sense. And to take a gamble, I've said it before, you keep doing the same thing, you'll get the same results.
But you know what? What you just said was exactly what I want you to say at the interview.
Exactly.
Because you have a case to be made to have the job.
Exactly. But she
The
should
only
do it.
thing I'm mad about is the interview didn't happen. And I'm not blaming, I'm just saying the interview didn't happen where you could make your, they listening to you right now. I
So
see they
respectfully, Mayor, I'll say this. Me doing that, I am a God-fearing woman, and everything happens for a reason. And I sincerely, I'm not one to just pray silently. I talk out loud, okay? My aunt is in the audience. She would tell you. My mother spoke to you all already, right? And let you know. So I asked him to guide my decisions, be it if I understand them or not. I even spoke to you before I made the decision. That was a part of my decision, okay? Let's just be transparent, okay? And what that decision...
I said, make your case.
Sure did.
Look, if you in the spot and you have a resume,
You were upset.
I
Yeah,
was mad.
yeah, I know.
You don't quit.
I didn't...
You make your case and make them make that tough decision.
I
They're
appreciate
going to
that.
tell me I'm not the best candidate if I know I've been doing it for a year.
But
They got to
here's...
tell me that. You don't bow out. It makes it too easy. Because if this is personal in nature, if some people don't like you for whatever reason, whatever. Look, trust me, I know all about that. You make it hard on them by doing your job and then making sure everybody knows what you're doing. If they want to select somebody they don't know over you with your resume or what you done in the last year, then make them make that decision.
Yeah.
But you do not bow out.
So,
Never bow.
so where I was going to say, with things happen for a reason, that out of control of what we actually do here in the physical. In that moment is when I realized how much this team relies on me, how much this team respects me, how much this team, because I've seen their resumes now on Indeed, because I'm on there, right? They're looking. We've already lost a couple because that's what they're saying. I have residents even saying, this don't make no sense. I finally get callbacks, right? So maybe in that moment, that letdown had to be done in that way that it was done to let those that I'm a voice for realize. I did not ask them to do any of this. I'm very humble about it and appreciative. When I walked in the office and saw red eyes, right? And they even said, why would the commissioners not see it, right? So again, and I think Councilwoman Scott was there to kind of see the stability. Someone in the audience right now, they're sick of having transitions. I've been there, you asked how long have I been there? Since 2021. And that's going on 5 years. And there has been 3 EDs.
But that's been our history. I've been there
And
since.
we have to change it. That's what I'm saying. If you look at my resume, my last job, I was there for 18 years. I know I look, young, but I was there for 18 years, so it's longevity. I'm also one of those people, when I interview, I look at stability, longevity. So that is something that needs to be taken into
everything happens
consideration.
for a reason. I just, because of what you just said, because of the people behind you, look at all them people behind you.
I feel it.
Should have been at that interview.
I feel it.
If you'd have been at that interview, they could have sat at that interview with you. It would be very difficult for them to be like, nah, we're gonna ignore everything she's done. We're gonna hire Sally Smith, who we don't know.
Yeah, well,
Could
I just
say
wanted to share that.
something to Ms. Wells? I did ask you that morning. Why? Remember I asked you? That, it was afternoon, but I asked you. Yeah, I asked you, I said, no ma'am. You were sitting in that office talking to Ms. White. And I asked you, I said, come here for a minute. It's your office, and I asked you why. I said, why did you withdraw? And at that point, if you had told me that you changed your mind, I would have went to told the commissioners, Ms. Wells changed her mind. She needs to take that interview tonight.
But when you approached me, was that after I had rescinded already?
No, you hadn't rescinded. But that was not after you had rescinded.
No. Rescinded 4 days later, you mean?
Yeah, that was before she rescinded.
She said the next day.
That was that same. The text came in at 1:11 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
When we read everything. When I went over to the office, they was getting the things ready for the appreciation. Miss White and her were in the room conference room that was right there. I asked her, I said, come here for a minute in your office. She came in the office. I said, why did you withdraw?
But I'm sorry, you had said that had you known, then you would have talked to me. So this is after I already had done it.
No, but it didn't matter.
Yeah, I just wanted to be clear, that's all.
She said she got your email at 1 morning. The next day she saw you on Saturday.
No, this was the same day. It was 7 p.m. That's what I'm saying. It's not adding up. It was 7 p.m. Me and Jamila were still packing up things for the big event that was the next day. And she was looking for assistance to set up the laptop and just happened to be on our side by the office. And she grabbed me playfully, like, come here, what's wrong?
No, I said,
that's what she did.
I said, why did you withdraw? I said it point blank. Why did you withdraw? Because if you had told me right then and there that you changed your mind, I would have told them because it wasn't quite 6 yet.
She hadn't changed her mind.
Yes, I had. I had already sent the email at 1 a.m. She got it wrong.
You
talking about Friday before Saturday or Saturday?
No, Friday, that same day.
She texted her at 1 o'clock. She saw her the same day.
Friday.
She asked her, hey, why did you withdraw? Instead of saying in that moment, hey, actually my feelings are hurt, X, Y, and having the conversation and saying, actually, I do want to interview. That day, she waited 4 days after, and that's when she sent it. And that's what Ms. Moore is saying, like, why wait so long if we can't get there?
I could have told them Ms. Wells changed her mind. Because I was in there early because I went early to make sure that everything was set up. Because that was why Mr. Gillette was coming in and he made to me make sure I got there early. And I asked her, why did you withdraw? I asked that question. And then 4 days later, she rescinded it.
Did you fill out a form? We about to get busy with the public comments, okay? Anybody have anything else on the status? That's the last thing on the, oh, no, Mr. Thomas, Commissioner Thomas.
Mr. Thomason will.
Wanted to say something.
Good evening, everybody. Actually, I'm offended by being here tonight.
Wow.
Be honest with you. I don't know who the young lady was speaking on, that she's saying the commissioner is disrespectful to Ms. Well, because it's some of us on this commission that's some of her biggest supporters.
Right.
It's some of us who found out when she pulled back, cussed her out, and told her to come back to the commission. Still at this moment right now, the reason it's not an ED in place right now, because there's been a pushback from commissions that we need to talk about this before we make this decision.
Right, good.
She has support. She's been a walking resume for Inkster Housing. And I told everybody, get out your feelings, because it's not about y'all, it's about the damn people.
There you go, there you go.
Everybody been around and seen how Inkster Housing was just 5 years ago. It was the most embarrassing sight to see. We winning now. We in the best position we can possibly be, and that's because the collaboration that everybody as a team have made the sacrifice to make it happen. Members of our teams work overtime. At one point, they would never do that. Don't think that's not noticed. Don't think that's not appreciated. She's not out the race, like I just told everybody last week at the meeting. She's not out the race. It's still discussions about this situation. Again, she's been a walking resume. I asked the question, what number would we give the agency? I believe I got about a 7 to 8, or where we thought the agency was at. That's a great number compared to where we was at.
That's good.
I think everybody want to do the right thing. Just get the emotions out the way, y'all. Because I know for a fact, me as a black man, can't no woman stand up here and say I disrespect them in Inkster Commission nowhere else.
That's good.
And I think I serve more people in Inkster, probably most than everybody, and the money come out of my pockets when it comes to serving these people in Inkster. And I'm here on Inkster Commission because the condition is and the way the people was being treated in housing. And the team have done a great job. I don't think nobody can question Ms. Will's integrity, her professionally, and what she have done with the culture of the agency. a decision have to be made. It's gonna be made. And it's gonna be the right decision what's best for the agency. She was the #1 prize for us. And that's honest truth. So we got a decision have to be made, and we gonna have to make the decision.
What they waiting on? They can do. They waiting on.
Mr. Miller.
Yes. I was gonna wait till everybody else spoke, but the mayor called my name, so, my man, this, a lot of this brother's words is echoes, right? I am proud as all get out to see y'all out there like that, right? For me, from my first day coming in, the culture bill was the most important thing with regard to the organization, right? We have to build a culture that we could grow from, right? Because Inkster Housing had a lot of tumult. There's been a lot of in and out, up and down, you know, for not just years, for decades. It's been a minute, and there's been some great folks that have sat in the seats that we sit in. Yet it's still a struggle. To see where it is now is immensely impressive. It's a testament to the work of many, many folks. There's folks here who I know who here now, sitting out there with y'all, who was frowned up about the place, right? They're like, man, I come to work because I got to eat, right? People come here now because they want to build something, right? So I'm proud. I'm proud. Suited up police officer sitting over there whose family, right? He came through. He trumpeted the sing for the organization. I will say this thing right here is heartbreaking for me, for us to be sitting on sideways or opposite sides of the table talking about what's going on here. For me, this shouldn't have got nowhere near this. Right. We family. Y'all got look, we can talk and work it out. At least I would have thought so. Right? And I don't want to mistake the decorum of me sitting here silent because he called my name and I'm gonna talk. But it's like, I don't want to, me sitting here silent is decorum. We got a vice chair, we got a pecking order. That's why y'all not hearing from me speaking, right? I say that to say, because I got to stop because I'll talk all day. I say that to say that this could have been done better. We set up what we believe is the proper way to do things. You set up, we have a committee that's doing this. That's why there's 2 people that's we built a committee around it so they can focus on it and bring things to us, right? That's how this thing works, so that they can concentrate and move the thing forward, right? Unless you concentrate the work. I'm so heartbroken that we're here with this. If I can reserve, just because I want to hear from y'all my people. I didn't hear y'all, so many pulled me to the sides. So I've had that, and I know I have an idea what y'all gonna say. God bless y'all for saying what's on your minds and your hearts. If I can reserve something, I'll speak at the end of it. I'm glad y'all here, man. Thank you.
Let's hear from the public. All right, first one, Danya Johnson.
Madam Clerk, you want to announce the rules for, good evening, hold on 1 second, please. Madam Clerk, you want to announce the rules for public comment, please? Yes. For the Inkster City Council, there's.
For public comments for the Inkster City Council, you get 3 minutes, and your 3 minutes starts once you approach the podium. Once the sound go off, that's when it ends. But let me restart it because I did take 9 minutes from it.
2 seconds. And just to state for the record again, the Inkster City Council will recognize the public comments that were turned in for the Inkster City Council, and any that were turned in for Inkster Housing. If we have them, we will ensure that the Inkster Housing Commission gets them, and then they will address those.
And I did forward them over.
Oh, and you forwarded over. All right, so you're good to go.
Good evening, y'all.
Good evening.
First of all,
Speak to the mic.
I do apologize. My name is Danya Johnson. I am a resident of Inkster Housing. I live in Lamont Gardens 2. Why y'all broke it up, I don't know. I've been there my whole life. It's just been Lamont Garden. But I can say this. Inkster Housing's turnover rate is horrible. You are HR. I cannot personally say I don't like you. I can say I hate your work ethics. I do not like the work ethics of your team. Case in point, you stated that you sent someone to my home to do drywall. Lie. You sent someone to my home to paint over the mold in the bathroom. I approve. You have a landscaping company that comes through, supposed to do landscaping. They have do it. I have proof. Secondly, do you remember the first encounter we ever had? First encounter we ever had, you ran up to the maintenance yard, speaking to a cousin of mine, didn't know it was my cousin. Like this was a dating service.
Excuse me, Danya, I'm sorry, you have to, your
I do apologize.
statements have to go to the chair.
The first impression I ever had of her, she came over to the maintenance office. I was discussing something with one of the maintenance persons, which was a relative of mine. And he was telling me why he did not get to my home because I had a furnace that was out. They were out partying. So she ran over telling my cousin she had a date for him. That was the first impression. I didn't even know who the lady was. I asked him when she left. He said, that's HR. Next time I see her, she's serving drinks out of her car at our appreciation. I don't appreciate that. If they want to make her ED, that is fine if she has the qualifications. Just get the job done and follow through and follow up. That's all I ask. I managed for 18 plus years, and this is horrible.
Thank you. George T. Anderson.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
Everyone. I'm George Terrell Anderson. I've been with the Inkster Housing Commission for 41 years. I wonder if some of these names that I'm about to read off, some of you might notice or recognize. How about Floyd Simmons? Did some of you ever know Floyd Simmons? How about Dr. Terrell the Same? Did y'all know him? Martell Armstrong, Linda Bernard, Aaron Cooper, Gladys Neal, Paul Bollinger, Linda Jones, all former Inkster Housing executive directors. I knew all of them. Commissioner, I remember you 41 years ago. I voted for you 41 years ago.
Thank you. That's sweet.
So, in regards to the current temporary executive director, Ms. Wells, I think she's doing a wonderful job, y'all. I've seen everyone on this list, and I can tell you some stories about all of them, good and bad. Some of them left in the questionable circumstances. And I won't go any further than that. Miss Wells, you all right with me? Don't change horse in the middle of the stream. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Keisha Hodges.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Keisha Hodges. I live at Twin Towers. And I've had an issue with a person. I don't even know her full name, but she lives above me in my apartment.
Okay.
But it seems as though the issue is the disrespect. And it seems as though when you report it to the manager, he's on her side. First of all, she was a security guard for maybe about 6 months, and another guy that lives there. But it's just a point of he's on their side. He claims he's not a biased person. Every time you see him, he's in the guard's booth, not in his office. He has them two laughing and giggling. You walk past, she can say snide comments, but then when he's not around, if you comment back, she goes in on you. So I'm not gonna let nobody call me bitches and hoes and bald head, and I don't say anything back to her. But you know what? I didn't even know we were able to put in complaints every 10 seconds. But she can make her complaint. She throws rocks and then hides her hand. When I first started, if I say anything to this lady, if I say, she'll walk past and, ugh, ugly. And I'm like, grow up. I wasn't talking to you at your bald head ass. Rudy says he sees the camera, but you cannot hear any voices on the camera. I just want the stuff to stop. It makes no type of sense. He's not addressing it. She's not even supposed to be in the guard's booth. They have a note on the door says, no residents in the guard booth. She's in that guard booth. We just had an incident. So when I see her in the guard booth again last week, I got upset because Rudy is in the guard's booth right with her and Evans. So I didn't have my key fob. They have this thing when they want you to use your key fob, use it. Sometimes they just let me in the building without the key fob. So this particular day, I work for Meals on Wheels, and I know I ain't got that much time left, but it's just the point of when I seen her, I got upset. And I don't know how many letters is in my file right now because the stuff is not being addressed. I just came here for that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anita Walker.
Good evening.
Good evening. Good evening.
I wrote down just so I don't forget anything. While I'm not a resident of Inkster, a lot of my family members are, and I do a lot of business in Inkster. And I just would like to express my concern regarding what appears to be an unfair and inequitable hiring process within the city of Inkster. When an employee has served successfully in an interim leadership role for nearly a year, demonstrating their ability, commitment, and qualifications to perform the duties of that position, it's troubling to see that individual be overlooked for the permanent role. Personally, I feel like you should hire from within. Sometimes you don't even, I don't know you guys' policy, but I work in HR as well. And sometimes you don't even have to open the position externally. If you know you have a great person internally doing that job, you snag that person up before somebody else grabs them from underneath you. The city should be committed to fair, transparent, and consistent hiring practices that recognize experience, performance, and demonstrated leadership. Employees who have already proven themselves while doing the work deserve genuine consideration and a fair opportunity for advancement. I respectfully ask the City Council and city leadership to examine the hiring and selection process and ensure that qualified internal candidates are being evaluated fairly and without favoritism or bias. The employees of Inkster and the residents they serve deserve nothing less. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Sheena Wells. Sure. Shania Clark.
To basically conclude what I said earlier about internally when you have someone that has proven themselves over the years, I just want to know, why are we considering anything outside of her? So I just want to leave that question with you guys, and that's all I have to say.
Just so y'all know, for the city, since we're a governmental entity, we have to post positions. So we have an opening, we have to post it and interview. We can't just hire without posting and giving people opportunity to apply for the job. Kenneth Scott. Finally.
Meet again. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Good evening.
My name is Kendall Scott, and I am a maintenance technician for Inkster Housing, and also the union steward for AFME 290. And I'm here to let you know that the members of 290 endorsed Miss Wells to be the EDs. Give her an interview, give him a job. We know where she stands. Now, like you say, we have some residents here. It's hard to make everybody happy, Sometimes you're gonna have that problem. But believe you me, if there's any residents that's gonna be mad, it's probably because they got bad housekeeping. That's no offense to any residents in the room. They ain't paying any bills. They tearing up the residents, or they part of the criminal element. They're gonna have a problem, Miss Wells. Okay. So as a Navy veteran, if you got a woman in place to command the troops, let her do her job. All right.
Tangela Ward. That ain't working?
Good evening, everyone. Good evening,
Good evening.
Council.
Good evening.
I have a couple of questions to ask. I have been in the city all of my life, moved out a couple of times. I have been over to the Simmons buildings, for one, to get an office, nothing. For 2 or 3 years, nothing. Why isn't our Envision Center open? Why is it being utilized? Why is it so hard to use the Simmons building? Why can't you get in there to use the Simmons building? Now, we have all of these people that's working for housing. Where is the residents at? Because I'm getting complaints from the residents. I'm getting complaints from the residents saying they're being pushed out of their apartments. I have one resident that's scared to come. She's struggling with her rent. But you said on her website you had programs to help people with the rent. That's not true. I have a lot of residents that's not getting any help with their rent. Again, the building, the Envision Center is for the community, right? Am I right? Is it for the community? So why isn't it being used by the community? I've been over there several times to put in, to use the building, several times. I even offered to rent a building with paying money over at the Simmons building, nothing. I had a meeting with the ED in Cooper, nothing. I'm still waiting. That's been about, what, a year? Nothing, nothing. Nothing else. I don't know anything about this ED, so I can't really say anything, but I think it's very biased to have all of the staff coming in for her support because the staff needs a job, right? So they're not going to go against their ED, right? And another point I want to ask, how many residents do you have that work in Inkster Housing? I know a lot of people that applied for jobs that was qualified, nothing, wasn't even called back. I'm not pointing the fingers at anybody, but it's about the community. Again, we have a beautiful stage over at the Simmons building that is not being utilized. You can't utilize it unless you know somebody that's sitting in a commissioner or on a board or something. I don't know how you get in there because I've been trying for almost 5 years now. And for the council, the Inkster Rec is for the community. The Inkster Rec is for the community. No one should have a problem with getting inside the Inkster Rec. I live in a community. I don't want to call anybody names out, but we are going to have a problem if I hear of a next person trying to put a program in the Inkster Rec and it's not getting done. Good programs. It was a basketball program. This guy brought in at least 50 youth off the street. He's not in there anymore. He's the resident of Inkster, Hanby. He's not in there. Me, I have a youth program, criminal violence intervention. My youth was in the rec. You know what I had? A bunch of grown-ups talking about kids, talking about how bad they were, how disrespectful they were. But guess how many people came to me and said something? These are adults, not one. And guess what my program is? Struggling on the streets with kids that's homeless. Did y'all know we have homeless kids in Inkster? We have homeless people in Inkster. I don't have anywhere for them to go. We talk about gun violence. I went to Lansing to advocate for CVI Day. Nowhere for the kids to go. I can stop it, I can minimize it, but where are we going? Where do you take them to? Where do you take it to? It's about the community. It's about the community. It's too much bickering. This meeting was not even supposed to happen. What is it for? A bunch of nonsense. If they were going to hire, she should have been hired. It's no need to come here and do all of this. It's a waste of time. It's like she's bullying herself to be ED. If you want her, you want her. Now let me tell you, I'm a manager. I'm a manager, and if someone, I never heard of anything that you can schedule an interview. Because if I say that I need for you to interview on Tuesday at 2:00, if you're not there, then you don't want the job. Period, point blank. You don't want the job. When I was hired for salary, I did not have an opportunity to tell them when I wanted to come in. I'm not shooting any shots at her because I don't even know her. But I'm just talking about business. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.
All right. Taylor Lewis.
Hello, everyone. I am Taylor Lewis. I am the Director of Finance at IHC. I'm not going to give my backstory about how I came in. However, I'm going to start from September. September 2025, we had a transition. It wasn't just because someone decided to resign. Mrs. Wells got voluntold to be in the position, and whatever formalities they had with the resolution, it happened. And so my issue was she was doing such a great job. I even reached out to the mayor myself, as well as the chairman and the vice chair, to say, hey, because I knew that the process would begin to happen, to support. Why would we even reach out to a third party that's going to take a percentage of whomever's salary that they recruit when you have the person that's already right there? And why would you even allow him to be her recruiter when she's already in-house with you? He did not recruit her. She's already there. So why would she go through that type of process? Okay, they say that's the formality of it. It didn't happen with the prior ED, that same formality. Fast forward, I sent them all an email. The only person that responded to my email out of, I guess we just gonna say just because you don't have to be professional in a volunteer position, right? Was the mayor. February rolled around. Ms. Moore always comes to the finance office, and I have to say Ms. Moore because Ms. Moore is the only commissioner that we see all the time. She will always come in and speak to us all day. It really just drastically changed. And for everybody saying, well, she had opportunity. The opportunity and the support dwindles down when you could tell that there's pressure or some type of issue. We all know that. We're all human. When the situation occurred with the prior ED, Miller reached out to make sure we was okay, but that was it. And that's just not how that's supposed to work. Fast forward, they would say, oh, she had the opportunity, she had the opportunity, but talk about all the disrespect in between. We're not going to sit around and act like things do not bother you on a mental level. And when they're talking about the things that we need to fight for and all of that, Mrs. Wells and myself that got through into this at the last 9th hour, the only reason that we still have employees that's working for the management company is because of Mrs. Wells. We went to bat for those employees to make sure that they stayed there. And I know because I was line by line with her, right along with Mill, our attorney, to make sure we're able to keep our staff. So it's not just about doing what's best for just the agency and the residents. She tried to do what's best for the employees and the residents as well. So it's kind of just like an odd thing of like the ladies on the board act like they don't understand why we're here, or it's because the support is not really there. How do you govern a board that you only show up to once a month, or you're in California majority of the time? While I understand it's a volunteer position, how could you really manage what's going on and you're never here? The people that are here are here. If you would have asked any one of us what's going on in the agency, we could have answered you. We could have gave you a long, positive answer beyond, well, this is what's going on negative with the management company and all of those things. Well, of course there's negativity going on because when the decision was placed in front of the stakeholders that make the decision, they didn't think this far ahead, that we would get to a place that is positive, that's less turnover, that's more staff retention, more people that want to be in the place. And those are not the people that created that advocacy. I love Commissioner Thomas. I love Commissioner Miller. I love Commissioner Stroman. I had a different kind of respect and love for Commissioner Moore, but she showed that it became more personal than it was anything else. And she showed that across the board. the thing is, it's not just about, oh, she had a missed opportunity and she just threw the towel in. We beat her over the head about why would you rescind your, withdraw your offer to be the ED. I understood why, because I worked side by side with her. And so she got back in. And I just think as a courtesy, you would want to say, well, we received your withdrawal and that's it. But if I don't know if you received it, opened it, responded to it, why wouldn't I go in and try to rescind my withdrawal if nobody responded to it? I know everybody that's up there on the council, if you send them an email, well, maybe they don't respond, but you would expect them to. The respect is not the same.
Thank you. Appreciate that. To Van Hall.
Good afternoon, Council.
Good afternoon.
Commissioners. As you guys know, I'm a police officer for be 10 years next month, and I will be so I love this city, live in this city. Been in Inkster Housing maybe going on 3 years with Inkster Housing as a police officer. Just want to talk about a few things internally. I think you all should go look internally of things. Like right now, you got Ms. Wells on the team, because I see this from the outside. We got an issue now where the new company, once again, before she got in, they're trying to change the pest control. But a lot of people don't see this. I remember I came to city council meeting one time. Everybody was about to fight, but to bring up fights because people playing about the roaches all on the news. We don't want that again. The management company now is trying to change that to they do like 2 sprays a month or something. So we don't want that. It's letting you guys know what's going on because a lot of people might not say that, but it's internal. And you got people like Ms. Wells and everybody in this team that's fighting for that internally. And I see it because I'm working side by side with them. Like the process of hiring, I know Ms. Lewis mentioned it. Like I said, I know some internal things as well. Not going to mention that, but there was no process for that either. Just, here you go. We could have did the same thing. Give her a try. Could have did the same thing. No interviews, none of that stuff took place. Could have did the same exact thing. Then if she didn't work, didn't do the interview process. Wasting money. I see what's going. I see it.
You mean with the last ED?
Yes.
I thought
Yeah, it was just given. Here you go. Right. No, it was no interviews, none of that. So, and she's doing a great job. From a D to an A, and I see the progress of it. I love it. I'm sending Inkster Housing probably for a while. They try to promote me, but I was like, no, I'm gonna stay over there. So
going back to the road.
No.
We might need you some.
And just like now, thank you for the fight for the commission as well. Ms. Wells and the team, Taylor, of course, they gotta figure out the money. We got a new housing officer that just started. She made that company pay half of the price, probably more, I don't know how much, to get another officer over there, because we know it's about to happen. That wasn't a thought before all this. She had to kind of bully them. Hey, we need X, Y, and Z. So things like that internally, I think you guys should come to these commission board meetings and ask for numbers, ask for certain things, because even like the roast problem. When I first started, I was going to people's houses with a hood on. A hood. Or telling them to come outside. I'm not going to catch nobody. Now I can walk in.
Wait a minute, you wouldn't chase the criminal now?
No, I wouldn't, sir. It was bad. Like I say, internally, things I know about the last situation, we could have did the same thing. Once again, I say wasting money because I know a lot of people don't have money. Cities don't have money. Government don't have fun. Why waste money? Like, that just didn't make sense to me. And I'm a city of Inkster resident, and I see how this stuff is progressing. I know people talk horribly about things. I like to ask that people a question. For the last couple of years, where did you see it going now, though? We could talk bad about certain things, but where was it at before? Where was it at? So that's all I got to say.
Thank you. Shanae Clark, I could have swore you already spoke.
Maybe it's her mom.
Oh, you good? Jamila White.
Start all that crying.
I wasn't gonna say that.
No, I ain't gonna do that today. Good evening. My name is Jamila White. So I've been here since 2022. I have been in 6 different positions. I believe that I have been in these positions due to that, more than likely common sense, right? You see something, you do something about it. Seriously, right? Commenting on A lot of people don't know the things that happen on the back end with housing. We always hear the complaints as far as the people are homeless or they're getting put out, they can't seek assistance or anything like that, right? Ms. Wells have put in place that we do call out and reach out to these organizations to make sure that they even have money. But the thing about it is that past leadership, and excuse my expression on it, was shitty. Very much so. And I'm going to speak on that due to the fact that last year, we didn't know what was going on in the back end when this new development company was coming in. Pretty much I was told in so many words that I wasn't going to have no job. Just like that. And it was not nothing that was going to save us at all. Anything. They're going to do whatever they want. One by one, y'all might be walking up out of here come next year, which is actually this year. So Ms. Wells did fight back and forth, everything, and literally stood on it so that we wouldn't have to be on that face front with that. On top of that, Inkster Housing wouldn't even be where they at right now. If it was not, we inherited a tremendous amount of debt from residents who was able to stay in housing by previous leaderships. And I can't say nobody's name, but I'm going to say the highest I ever had to go to court for was $40,000 in back rent. How? When this lady inherited this debt long way, eons before I even got here, but it was my job to clean it up. So for that negative impact, I don't think that we should, of course, people gonna have their personal feelings, that's fine, or whatever, but gotta look at the impact of the positivity that it has made, the changes in everybody's lives. We have not just, made people homeless. Come to us, help. We are here to help. We do need that support. But as far as back then and where we at right now, I'm very happy about it.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Sheena Wells?
Do I get 6 minutes like her?
Nope. You already had like 20.
No, they told you I like to. Anywho, I do want to thank you all for giving me your Tuesday evening. I do. I don't know what will come out of this, but earlier you did ask the question, Lindsay, so I will respond with what my hope is. It doesn't mean it will happen. But I do want to address something. Number one, you really find out how they feel when they come up to this mic, and that's good to know. Because my mother always taught me, when you point a finger, it's 3 pointing back at you, and we can point that out. So anyway, for quite some time, I have carried the responsibility of a very, very important role with Inkster Housing Commission way before we had the transition from the last ED. I was, since day one, the go-to person. The reason why it's obvious to see the shift in a couple of the commissioners is because I was once told, you have done amazing things here at Inkster Housing. You've changed it around. I know there was a comment not too long ago that said that my work ethic is not up to par. I can outwork anybody in here. Let's just know that, okay? Including you, Mr. B, because I get on the flight in the morning, okay? On my anniversary to better myself. But anyways, we go with data, and I know that Tangela left, but she asked how many people are employees that live in the city of Inkster. And I don't know if she heard me, but it's about 30%. And I actually just hired another Inkster resident that started last week. So I do respond. You still have to be qualified. You still have to fit the culture because we work too hard. So it's not just we're going to hire your niece or your uncle. They still have to fit the culture and get it. As Ken said, I am a drill sergeant because I believe in you. I got to be able to believe in you. I respect you, respect me. And we came a long way. If that man stands up and endorses me, that shows that it's power and leadership. I'm the wife of a Navy veteran, so I do believe in discipline. But nonetheless, the responsibilities that I've had to carry, I definitely take it serious. And, I understand the mission, the vision. I don't know what that was. The vision. And I know that we can continue to make progress. As someone said, I'm not perfect. Nobody is. I don't even strive to be perfect. I strive to be the best at what I do. I strive to make sure that my name means something. And so with that being said, I really do hope that the city of Inkster, the mayor, the city council members understand that while you're not over the Inkster Housing Commission, we are one. And it's very important. If the news came in here right now, they're not going to see Inkster Housing. They're not going to see city council. They're going to see the city of Inkster. And my pledge is to continue to change that narrative. As Taylor said earlier, in September, we could have took it in a different direction. I intentionally did not. There was not one press release that went out because the city of Inkster did not need that bad eye, black eye, at all. And I still stand on that. So I hate that we're here too. I really do. I think it's very unprofessional and immature. Even tonight, I don't want to have to go back and forth with it, you know, but here we are. So Lindsay, my ask is there needs to be a change on the Board of Commissioners. There's 2 of them at least that needs to change. We're not going to get anywhere. One of the former EDs that hired me left and said, unless that board changes, you're not going to be able to really make real change. And I've experienced it now firsthand. Even the last ED, the governance needs to be there. It's just oversight. That's it. It's just oversight, but we have to respect each other and work together. And I'm committed to it. We don't need to lie. The truth doesn't need any colors. It is what it is. We both have emails, I'm sure. I've been doing HR a long time, probably got a little more. But I don't want to take it there because that's not what it's about. When you ask, why did I change? Again, it's for the people that believe in me. And so I just ask that you all believe in us and understand if you keep doing the same thing, you will get the same results. And I thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
City clerk?
No comment, Mayor.
City treasurer's not here. What you waiting on here?
Doing some public comments.
Oh.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they do. They do.
Sorry,
You
man.
gave it to me.
You gonna read them?
Yeah, you got it.
Yes, I will read them. I have no choice but to read them.
Well, I'll tell you what. Well, I'm over here. Let me fill out. Oh,
not you.
I got something I was gonna say,
Oh,
but
okay.
I'm just trying to wait to the end because I get lost. I don't want to make the case long way back.
Yes.
I'll at the end.
This is from the Security 1900 Inkster Road. It says, to whom it may concern, I am writing this letter to express my full support for Mrs. Wells to remain in her current position as Executive Director. During her time in this position, Mrs. Wells has demonstrated professionalism, honesty, dedication, and a genuine commitment to fulfilling the responsibilities of her role. From what I have personally witnessed, she has carried herself professionally and has worked hard to serve the residents and the community to the best of her ability. Leadership is not always an easy responsibility. It requires someone who is willing to listen, address concerns, make difficult decisions, and remain professional while doing so. I believe Mrs. Wells has demonstrated these qualities and deserves the opportunity to continue the work she has started. I believe that when someone is performing their duties effectively, honestly, and professionally, that should be recognized and supported. Excuse me. Mrs. Wells has done an excellent job thus far, and I have confidence in her ability to continue moving forward in a positive direction. For these reasons, I strongly support Mrs. Wells remaining in her seat and continue to serve as Executive Director. I believe maintaining consistency in leadership is important, especially when the leadership has shown dedication and a commitment to doing the job properly. Please accept this letter as my sincere statement of support for Mrs. Wells and her continued service as Executive Director. Respectfully, Felicia Flair.
Security.
Yeah. The other one is also, to whom it may concern, I am writing in response to a complaint regarding an incident at 12 Twin Towers. I don't know if this is relevant.
I just still printed it because it was sent to me for you.
Okay.
Public comments.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Where I work security at the front entrance of the apartment building, the complaint states that a resident was inside the security booth and that resident are not permitted to be in that area. I would like to clarify the circumstances because the complaint as presented does not accurately represent what occurs. While I am a resident of the building, I am also employed as security and work at the front security booth. On the day in question, the security guard who was working approached me and asked if I could relieve him because he had an emergency and needed to leave. I was speaking with him and explaining that unfortunately I could not relieve him because I was dealing with a personal emergency of my own. Therefore, the suggestion that I was simply a resident improperly occupying or hanging around inside the security booth is misleading. My presence there was directly related to my role as a security employee and a conversation with another security guard concerning coverage of the post. I take my position and responsibility seriously, and I understand that residents who are not authorized should not be inside the security booth. However, I believe it is important that before accusations are made against me, the full circumstances are considering the facts that are verified. I respectfully request that this explanation be included with the complaints and that the record accurately reflects that I am not only a resident of Twin Towers on 1900 Inkster Road, but an employee who works security at this location. I am more than willing to discuss this matter further and answer any questions regarding what occurred.
That's it?
That's it.
Okay. Madam Clerk?
No comments, Mayor.
City Treasurer's not here. Mayor and Council Communications. Anybody have any communications?
Communication.
Oh, I do when it's time.
Go ahead.
All right, good evening, everyone. So the reason for this meeting is because the public and employees came to the city council and the mayor. What they saw at board meetings and throughout overall was just a lack of a couple of items on the board, and they wanted this body to resolve it. However, there are methods and procedures in place for us to handle it accordingly. We don't want to act prematurely and or set a precedent that makes matters worse. So here we are tonight. A couple of things to the board that I will just suggest because of different little hiccups, and there's always room for improvement or enhancement, is our study sessions for Robert's Rules of Order, the Opens Meetings Act. Make sure that everybody's on the same page when it comes to professional courtesy. Centralize who the meeting notices go through or are dispersed from. And then Zoom talked about earlier with the personal meeting IDs. And then also a couple of questions just to think about is to relieve the tensions that are there. We keep hearing them over and over, and we know there's different things going back and forth, is what does the board consider as a common courtesy thing to do regarding the hiring of the permanent ED? And finally, the ED position. What is the rush in hiring a permanent ED? What do you envision if you pause on this process? What do you envision if you move forward? I ask these questions because a few things can happen. If the commission doesn't respond to the will of the people, it can be hurtful. If we were to replace the board or some members, the new board may come in and hire or fire an ED and put IHC in an entirely total different position or direction than what we even desire or we could think of. Then it could be a trickle-down effect on not only the AED, but the employees and then the residents. And then we'll find ourselves back in the full 360 a year later, as you all heard the mayor and other former elected officials and current elected officials talk about the amount of different executive directors that we've been through. So I know everyone is here to serve and the residents of Inkster and Inkster Housing. So that is the action I believe that needs to be acted upon and taken into major consideration. Feelings, titles, ranks, and any level of entitlement needs to be eliminated so there is absolute clarity and this situation can move forward positively. The mayor's stressed out. He's already lost all his hair. And therefore, we need to make sure we can do everything in our power to move forward.
All right, thank you.
May I say something, Mr. Mayor?
Lindsay?
He needs to say something.
Did you have comments?
You anybody down there?
No. Just one last thing, I guess. I guess the problem that I'm having is that you have someone who's qualified and I understand what she did, when she made the mistake of resigning or saying that she didn't want the position. I think things can happen because getting this arena that we have here, people can attack your character, and that makes you angry. It does, and you do crazy things. The thing that she said that I liked was that she wanted to serve the people, and that's what this is about, and that's what we're about. Even though we can't, we're limited in what we can do. We're the middle person, so because you get federal money, we don't need the feds out here. We don't. And another thing is that Miss Moore made a comment that she liked it. Why did you do it? And she was willing to rescind or take your resignation and just let you come back and interview if you had this discussion. So that means, and to me, if you could say that now, I don't understand why you can't just let her compete or interview for the position. I think what we all want to do is be on one accord. Inkster already gets enough negative press. It's on the news again today. And we need to come together as one. We really do. But I still want you to know that even if they don't, you still follow your heart. I've been through a lot of things. Said I would never sit back in this seat. Never. But there were people, and that man sitting up there in front with the glasses and the bald head, that pushed me back because he said people need you. And we do. We need each other because we fall short sometimes. But I'm hoping that this could be worked out, and I think that it could. I really do. So I just want us to kind of come together, and maybe you guys can talk with her and come to an agreement. But let's just kind of settle it, and because we don't need anything else negative in housing. We need housing. She's done a great job. She brought you to a higher score, and you said that she worked. And you're not gonna get good people that work. You can hire some new people, but you got somebody already experienced. So I feel that if you just work with her, and you have to put the feelings aside and do whatever gift God gives you to do, and that's to help people, and that's what we're here for. So I'm hoping that we come to an agreement, and then we'll all be happy people. That's what they say. So if you guys can, just kind of get together and talk it out. And if she's the best one for the position, you reconsider and let her do her gift. Because it is a gift for all of us to work with people. And we're trying to keep people in Inkster, because in a couple of years, we're going to have a census. And there's our money again. So we need to work on one accord to make Inkster a better place. And the personal things, yeah, we get mad. I was mad. But sometimes you just have to overlook that and do your gift. So that's all I had to say.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
I'll be quick. I just want to say one of the hardest commitments and things that's even harder to do is to change the culture in anything. And I believe sitting here, other things people have had to say about you, your scores is up, people want to come to work, people are excited to be there, they work extra, work overtime. That all is about changing the culture, and you should be commended for that, right? And like the commissioner said, I believe it's time for people to just put their feelings aside and just do what's best for the agency and most importantly the residents. And that's all I have to say.
I just want to ditto what my counterpart said, and the board, you all do have the authority to be able to give her an opportunity to at least have an interview. Also, I want to say that for a person, a leader, to have your staff behind you like this, people don't leave jobs because of the salary, because of the pay, even if they're getting wonderful pay. They leave jobs because of bad leadership. And so, therefore, if you have somebody who has this type of leadership, y'all, I mean, this is phenomenal to me. I've been in HR. I have not seen this in years. So this is like refreshing, honestly. And I think you all need to take a look at that really, really hard. I know the residents had some things that they had to say. Give a person the opportunity to at least fix the problems, and at least come in and be able to do that. So those are my comments.
I'm gonna wrap this up for, at least for the council. I hire and fire people all the time. When I look at our organization, our small city, I have to take into consideration not only who's best for the job, who's gonna stay. Because we are a small city, we don't pay like City of Detroit, Grand Rapids, Lansing. So you gotta find that right fit. Who cares about our community, who's committed to the people who are here, who's likely to stay. And that's how I approach, that's one of the things I take into consideration. We need stability in Inkster Housing. The last 5 or 6 directors, they all been hired from outside except for one. And I think that was the last director who got it. She was the deputy. I think everybody else, we went out, and I wasn't part of it, but I was here at the time. And they didn't stay a long time. That's all I'm gonna say. We all were here. Ms. Stroman been here from day one. They just didn't stay a long time. So that's why I get nervous when we're talking about outside people, because they usually use us as a stepping stone. And I think a few of them have, and good for them. I'm not mad at them. But we have to be discerning when we choose people. Who cares about us? And if something is working, let's build on that and make Inkster Housing better. And I'm not telling you what to do. I just hope the commission goes quickly and makes some sort of decision so we can move this organization forward, because I think everybody's in limbo now. I mean, I'm looking at half the staff tonight. So, and I've heard enough from them, which, like someone else said, this is amazing. I've never fired or not hired somebody and had 15 people from my organization say, we should keep that. I've never experienced that before, because I'm not firing anybody who's good, but, or not hiring somebody's great, I want to hire them. But it is something to say for your people who work under you to have confidence in you. And that kind of means something to me, even though it's not my decision. But I trust the commission is going to do what they got to do, and do what's best for Inkster Housing. I mean, that's why they're there. I mean, they're not getting paid for this. This is a volunteer position. They're here because they care about Inkster Housing and Inkster residents. So I trust that they're going to make a good decision. So I just hope that comes soon, so we can move forward. Any commissioners like to speak? I think Will definitely.
Did you just tell him the time? Wrong. Okay. All right. So just for everybody, because I've heard a lot, and I appreciate a lot. I appreciate a lot of the point of views. I truly do. Like I say, I've been here for a while, and everybody don't know the roles I done and stuff. But since I've been there, and I mentioned it earlier, culture build has been like the #1 thing for me, because that's the thing that'll lift you through most things. And with regard to why we are even in this position, and I've told the director this, and I tell her I'm always going to try and find the best person possible for the community that I live in. Right? I'm not about to isolate. I've seen the history of Inkster Housing, and and I want to make sure that we get, because we deserve the best that we can get. We do a lot out here, right? So I want to make sure that when we go out and try to find the most talented people available for where we are trying to go. Not so much where we are, but where we're trying to move forward to, right? And just open, because y'all my family, right? Almost everybody here, I can't think of a person we don't typically talk about what we're doing as far as vision. The reason why I'm so hurt by this, right? Because it's like, okay, well, y'all should just give her the interview, right? But the problem is that we hear now. See, like before, it'd have been something. So now, I'm saddened because instead of her being able to stand on pure merit and the strength of her character and her works, there's a pressure campaign up front that's asking us to do something, right? That is a very large problem for us with regard to precedent and issues going on in the future. Right, that's a problem. If we can, if folks can come to us and say, hey, y'all need to give it to her en masse, and y'all gonna do it, that puts us in a very bad spot with regard to future governance, legalities, future, and there's a looming threat with regard to all of this. And I love y'all. That's why I keep trying to keep from breaking apart, because this is a threat from an organization that I love and tried to help build and woke up in sleepless nights with regard to trying to build. My complaints go up. I can't tell y'all my complaints, right? Complaints go up now, right? So I can't go that way with it. But now we here with people who I care about, you know, looking down on me, telling me what I got to do, what my colleagues have to do with regard to an organization that I'm in love with. And we can't go back, you know, because we here now. I'm so sorry, y'all. So now I got to make this decision with my people bearing down on me, who, as far as everything is concerned, I know we do things for the residents. It's always been y'all my first customers. I want to make sure y'all families are doing well, because if that's happening, y'all gonna do well for our people. Y'all my first customers, y'all livelihoods, y'all happiness, y'all strength, y'all peace of mind. That's what I'm here for, to find great people who want to do great things in the town that I love. And now I got to come with a decision like this from, you know, and I just want y'all to understand the weight of this, right? Because this it's a whole different situation that we in now, and you know, so I'm going to do the best I can for my community. This is too good of an opportunity we done built and put ourselves in to do great things for not only us, y'all families, growth. We in a position now where we can grow big enough where all y'all got director level jobs, sub jobs, everybody. Jamila, I love, she is amazing, right? My job is to make sure the organization grows so that you a director over on that side of town. We a director, she's a director over there. I'm a director over there. They running finance for 3 organizations. It's a bigger thought process. It's not, we big enough, we strong enough. I'm telling you, we're the 4th largest housing authority in the region. It's Flint, Detroit, Grand Rapids, and Inkster, Michigan. We got too good of an opportunity to be bigger than we are, and for us to be here, sidetrack us. So, God bless y'all. It's gonna be hard now. I love y'all so much. I'm sorry.
Any other
I
commissioners?
think I'm just gonna close it out. It's a very difficult position you got us all in. Very difficult. We've never had a problem with Miss Wells. But in her feeling, she felt we had a problem. Now, I don't think like you younger people think. So I'm like, what's going on? And here we are. But I hate being threatened. And that's where I had to draw the line. You don't threaten me and tell me I better hire somebody. And that's where I'm at. So I'm done with it.
Any other commissioners like to speak?
I'd like to say something. Through this whole process of gathering the information for the third party, everybody knew that was coming. They want to say that I stopped coming in. I was actually acting as vice chair. They didn't understand. They kept saying I'm in my feelings. I'm not in my feelings, but I have to do, as the vice chair, he's giving me information from where he's at. And I have to follow that information that he's given.
You're talking about the chair.
Yes, and it's like I was never in my feelings about anything. And that's the problem that I have. I've always been gracious. I've never been disrespectful to anybody that works in Inkster Housing. They cannot say that I've been disrespectful to them. They cannot say I've been mean to them. Yeah, I stopped coming in for a while because I did tell Mayor Pro Tem Chisholm that you guys didn't give me the respect that I deserved as me being vice chair. You did not, and that's the truth. But I mean, it wasn't about feelings because I knew I was here to do a job for the community, for my residents. And that's where Commissioner Miller said that you guys are a part of me, but y'all second. The residents are my main concern. Always. They're gonna always be my main concern. Always. It has nothing to do, it has a lot to do with one, because I live there and I see a lot of stuff. I don't give that information out sometimes, but I'm there for the residents, point blank. And I'm there for you guys. If any of y'all ever asked me to do anything, I have always done it. I've never questioned it. So for you to say I was in my feelings and I was being disrespectful, if you thought I was being disrespectful, you should have told me, because I'm going to tell you guys, point blank. That's it.
Commissioner Thomas?
I'll say something before I go out of town. Good evening again. I got to go out of town. Yeah. Stressing me out.
Me too.
I would just say this to everybody. I believe everybody had the best interest of the agency, and we got to make the best decision for the agency at the end of the day. I think we had to talk and I discuss everybody, get everything out, the feelings out the way. It's what's in the best interest of the agency. Whether because y'all not able to be inside the closed meetings, y'all don't know the support that she have. Y'all don't know the direction we've been trying to push it to make things right. The decision had not been hasty, because if it was hasty, it would have been another ED already, trust me. It's been great pushback to give her the opportunity, because she has been Miss Wells has been a walking resume for us. And she have done a great job.
Amen.
And you can't take that away from her. Yes, some people may say, well, she don't have a lot of experience. Well, I've seen a lot of people come in situations, have all the experience in the world and fumble the ball. We've seen people come in different cultures, because if you don't know Inkster culture, you gonna fumble the ball. Period. I don't care who you is. You have all the education and experience in the world. So, we got a decision to make. And I believe the decision will be in the best interest of the residents and the agency, because we all know what's the plans and what we've been working on for the last 3 years. The challenges we have had with other EDs, people leaving. And, you always have to question this when somebody want to work in any agency. Why you leaving a previous agency? That's the one thing I always question. Why you leaving that agency if you that great? Because you ain't getting a lot of money here. You ain't getting a lot of money. HUD ain't sitting down a lot of money to do this work. It's not coming. So people who do this work and stay with Inkster through our difficult times have been people who genuinely love the community, love the work we doing. And, at the end of the day, the best decision gonna be made. Because if you know me, I don't mind cussing people out. Because I'm unapologetic, a black man, and I don't bow to nobody. And if people wrong, they be told about their stuff. That means everybody in this room, I would tell you about your stuff. And that go to every commissioner. We gonna make the best decision for Inkster at the end of the day. Thank y'all very much for everybody. Thank the city council for bringing us out.
We have a motion to adjourn?
Second.
We'll probably move to second discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, say nay. Meeting adjourned.
8:45.
Took her ass to the bathroom, gotta wait on her.